Confucius say crowded elevator smell different to dwarf.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shenanigans ttRPG, and we play Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much for joining us. This is episode number 43 of our Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Those of you that have been with us for the long haul, we love you. We appreciate you sincerely. The end is near. We've only got maybe 3 or 4 episodes left before we get to the finale. So thanks so much for sticking it out. Very quickly, I would like to introduce my table of players, the Zoom room. Could we start with Pia, as we usually do? Pia, tell us about your character, what he kind of looks like, his level, class, so on and so forth. Thanks.
All right. Well, he's a big dwarf with bugs in his beard. No.
Shut the fuck up.
I am a navy blue tiefling warlock with black hair and black horns. He's very fit. He's very handsome. He has a... Did I say I was a warlock? Well, I'm a warlock. And I have a pet rat named Splinter that I keep in my pocket. And I enjoy dead things and anything with fire.
Anything.
Anything. Who's next?
Theoden, the dwarven cleric. Very short, ugly. He has an enormous amount. By now, it's got to be a colony of bugs living in his beard. They've been growing there for some time. He's very fond of them. He's got warts on his face, around the nose and eyebrows. But he's very humble. He's a very humble dwarf.
Humble dwarf.
He is he has his faithful companion, Chester.
Very faithful to food.
And why would he be faithful to you? He's mine. And
I love my dwarf. My
That's
dwarf
right.
loves me too.
That's right.
Chester loves his dwarf. Who's next?
I'm playing Sirach, the half-elf ranger / warlock, who is toying with whether he should chill with his warlock brother and raise an army, or maybe listen to the rest of the party and do things the normal way. We'll see.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Sirach has a pet lion named Alistair. And the most important thing in the impending war, the Tourette's toucan.
Asshole.
We are going back to get.
Asshole.
He is the key. And speaking of keys, Sirach has also finally figured out the table of contents to the book of Theoden's bug colony. There are 13 identified bug species in there so far.
Wow.
There you have it, folks.
And Owen Wilson.
Campaign's over.
Wow.
Wow.
No more need for the campaign.
Last but certainly not least, we have.
I am Baka, the one true anime god. If you've seen any anime, well, you've seen Baka in there. Yeah. I'm level 13 rogue, 6 fighter, like the steel. I got a bunch of pets. Got a lion, Ari, and cat, Tora, and weasel named Sagi. They're all vastly different. And
This is true. This is very true.
I feel like I've got to get some more before the.
Oh,
show
sure.
ends.
Yeah. More menagerie. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So as we begin the episode, before we jump in, I'll just let the audience know that we have another unofficial member of the group. His name is Harry. He is a dwarf. He's a cleric like Theoden. He's a little thinner, a little more handsome, a little less bug-ish. Imagine Peter Dinklage in Game of Thrones earlier on, like season 1 or 2, before the hair got completely out of control. He thinks of himself more as a writer than as a cleric, though. He originally kind of piggybacked along with with the party asking to chronicle their adventures, but he has become a valued member, I would hope. The other thing I wanted to mention is this is a level 19 campaign. We've been at this for 2 years now. First at a private table in Connecticut once a week, no cameras, no Zoom, no YouTube. Then the pandemic, the COVID pandemic hit in early 2020. We took a few months off and then said, you know what, let's try this Zoom thing. And we have been on YouTube ever since. So it's been a long haul. We're going to stay at level 19 until the last episode. And then the last episode, it will be a level 20 campaign for the final conflicts, so on and so forth. So you guys are in the city of Enosa. Enosa is the capital city of a faction known as the Zentarum. The rest of the factions and the general rumors around the realm is that the Zentarum are quote unquote evil, but you found that your personal experience with Zentarum may not match up with the rumors necessarily. You also know that the Zentarum support the former monarchy, the former King Arlic, he was slain in a revolution 3 years ago. And his son, Prince Ryan, is looking to ascend to the throne once again. He's looking to put down the rebellion once and for all, soak up that power vacuum and become King Ryan. He has told the party of his plans last episode. I hope that you guys would tune in. If not, they're all on YouTube. Check them out. And so basically it is the evening. It's the first week of the year 258. It's winter time, but you're on the edge of the desert. So the days are warm, but the nights are freezing cold. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Tomorrow you will be free to do whatever you wish in the city of Enosa or outside the city of Enosa, as you have a helm of teleportation on the head of Theoden. You have the freedom to pretty much go almost anywhere you want to go. But before we go to tomorrow, let's pick up where we left off with Sirach. Sirach was invited to a late night dinner with Princess Anastasia, the sister of Prince Ryan. Let's call it a secret dinner because she was in hushed tones. She asked him to meet her in a tower room where he had originally been locked in on his previous visit to the city of Enosa there first. Before we, let's say it's 6 o'clock, let's say sundown, 7 o'clock, so you have about an hour to kill Sirach. Let me leave it up to you. What do you wear for this late night dinner?
Actually, didn't she leave me some nicer clothes in the tower before?
She may have. You want to go and check?
Yeah. Let's see.
Awesome. No problem. So you make your way up into that room. It's very much the way you left it. Obviously, maybe some sort of housekeeping and come in there and clean things up. 4-post bed, king size, beautiful satin sheets and pillows, bookcases filled with books, not of magical interests, mostly fiction, nonfiction, historical hobbies and games and things like that. And there is a wardrobe closet. There's not much to choose from. You notice mostly a collection of women's clothing, but there is a tuxedo in there if you wanted to use that.
You just put on the women's clothes.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not there.
But... Why not? No,
the voice in your head.
Yeah.
I'll grab the tuxedo. I'll see if the tuxedo fits.
And you grab it, you try it on. You notice that it does fit so long as you take off your armor.
Fair.
Okay, so do you? I'm assuming you clean up in the chamber room adjacent to the bed. Again, just as a reminder, there is something called a space heater in here, which is a reminder that the city of Enosa has some form of an invention called electricity. You look out the window and you notice a floating contraption in the air outside in the distance, which player to DM probably resembles something like the Goodyear blimp. So there are some form of steampunk elements in this city of Enosa only. You look down onto the streets as sunset is approaching. You notice maybe gas lights on poles, maybe electric lights. Again, you haven't investigated it, but you know it's some form of technology that is not present anywhere else in the realm. It's a beautiful city. It's they don't have skyscrapers, but they have the closest thing you're going to get to it in a medieval environment. So you dress up in the tuxedo. Now I got to give it up. I leave it up to you, Sirach. Do you wait until she arrives, or is there anything that you would like to do?
I'm just gonna wait beyond, freshening up. Make
Cool.
sure my hair looks nice. Make sure the ears are in the right spot. All that fun stuff.
As ears are very important to half elves.
It is.
Half
Yeah,
elves, they are
the
particularly
right angle.
self-conscious. Yes.
Yeah.
So the hour passes by. We get to about 7-ish. Well, you know what? Before we do that, let's just say just before there's a knock on the door, what are the rest of you doing? Not to put it off for that much longer, because I know you've been waiting 2 weeks to get to this evening dinner to find out what this woman has to say to you. But is there anything out of the ordinary that the other three of you would like to do in the meantime? You all, just to give you a heads up, each of you have been given rooms in the castle, as per Prince Ryan's instructions. So you don't have to go to the Gentle Repose and rent rooms if you don't want to. So is there anything besides just retiring to your rooms that you'd like to do?
Me.
And even if you don't do it right this second, it's sort of like putting in a reservation so that after I have this conversation, I can jump over to you and then we can start up with you before the next day. Is there anything that tonight that anyone would like to do?
Yeah.
Rub one out. That's about it.
That makes sense. Theoden would definitely do that. Are you thinking of Rexa?
Of course, yeah.
Of course you are. We'll get into who Rexa
And
is.
Pia.
Rexa and Pia, absolutely.
Well,
Equal opportunity performer. So
Yep.
Baka, once we're done with the late night dinner with Sirach, what was it that you wanted to put in your reservation for?
well, we don't need to expand on it after this, but I'm writing my will.
Got you. So you're basically in your room getting together, maybe like quills and papers,
Yeah,
scroll paper, whatnot. Absolutely. We'll jump to that.
I'm not gonna read it unless
Oh, okay. So cool. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
unless the worst comes to
But what you should do is if you're not intent on saying it on the stream, do one of two things. During the week, send it to me in a text message or an email, or call me on the phone and we'll discuss what's in it. And then be prepared by the last session, maybe to read it out loud. Maybe
Yeah,
you
no,
never know.
I mean, I was saying I'm not gonna read it now, but if I do, Baka does die by the last battle or whatever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so let's get back to that tower room. You get a light knock on the door, Sirach. What do you do?
Come in.
Door opens, and as the door opens, you are greeted with a female form. It is Lady Stacy, Princess Anastasia. Quick refresher of what she looks like. She is a full-blooded elf. She's exquisitely beautiful. She has dark hair with frosted white tips on the ends of her shoulder-length hair. She has light lavender eyes, light lavender tattoos on her cheeks and on her forehead. That's basically very subtle to the point where you actually almost don't see it. You have to be in the right, maybe like a reflection of the light in order to actually see the fact that she does have those tattoos. Tonight has her hair up in kind of like a sophisticated kind of like bun thing, as opposed to down around her shoulders. She's wearing like beautiful earrings. She's wearing the necklace that you actually gave her on your first visit to the city of Venosa. Ever since you've seen her, she hasn't taken it off, which is interesting. She's wearing a golden sequin dress. She looks like she's dressed to impress. High heel shoes. She looks amazing. She looks absolutely amazing. One thing I forgot to mention to you, Sirach, stupidly, Dungeon Master forgot to mention, is that there was already a table for two set up in the room, plates, silverware, candles in the center that had not been lit. No food, but just that had been set up in front of the four-post bed in anticipation of some sort of like late night snack or whatever. So she walks in, she obviously comes over to you, she hugs you, kisses you on the cheek. She seems to be waiting for something as she stands behind the chair the closest to her at the table.
All right. I will tell her that you look ravishing tonight, and I will
smiles.
pull the chair out so she can sit down.
She sits.
Oh, wow.
She sits.
Chivalry.
He must be Italian.
She takes her fingers. Hey, I'm no Mario. I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, I am partially Italian. I can make Italian jokes. Don't get crazy on me.
And I really like
Italian,
Mario,
baby.
so
Yeah, exactly. I like Mario. I like Luigi. Don't get mad at me, okay?
You don't have to be Italian to make fun of them.
Well, you
They're
know, this
hilarious.
is true. This
There's
is
so
true.
many
But
things to make fun of.
oh, this is absolutely true. But we live in a very sensitive world that nobody likes to make fun of anybody anymore. So I'm just saying, for the record, I am
For the
Italian.
record, for the
so
record,
I
everybody.
am Italian, so therefore I allow it. I allow the joke. Anyway, we digress. Let's get back to dinner, shall we?
Off topic.
Off
I
topic.
hope it's Italian food.
Yes. Just interesting note is the candles on the table. She reaches forward and puts her fingers around the wick of the candle and just touches it, and the fire lights up. So obviously, if you didn't know before, you know she's got at least control of some kind of cantrips that are fire based.
Okay.
Within a few moments, it seems there's a little bit of awkwardness on her end. She's not, she's a little uncomfortable at first. Do you say anything to her at all to break the ice?
I'm glad we could spend this time together.
And she agrees, and she says, I have a lot to say, but I'm just not sure where to start. And she looks like she's about to start. And then there's a knock on the door, and wait staff start bringing in like trays of desserts and foods and things and ales and stuff. So if there was a moment of awkwardness, it's broken because you've been, politely interrupted by the wait staff. Then they leave.
Okay.
And things settle down a bit. And she takes a deep breath and she says, Sirach, I need to apologize to you. She starts off with. She says, I should start at the beginning. Do you know what a sorceress is?
I'm familiar.
Well, sorceresses are born with their abilities. They don't necessarily need to study spells and grimoires in order to obtain their magical powers. But something you might not know about sorceresses and sorcerers is that they usually have a mentor, someone who teaches them rituals to enhance their magical abilities. I have a mentor. She's almost like a grandmother to me. She's very special. And she has been walking me through this process of learning my magic and unlocking my true potential. How do I say this? She says, there's a certain ritual in which sorcerers and sorceresses astrally project, in which to find what you would call the perfect mate. Now, my mentor didn't teach me this particular ritual. It's fairly common. Usually sorcerers and sorceresses enter into this ritual to find each other in order to find their soulmates, so to speak. Apparently, after you left this, I'm apologizing to you because I had been very rude to you on your first visit to the city, because I automatically assumed that you had done something to me in order to create those dreams that we had with each other. I considered them to be only offensive in the regard that I felt as if you hadn't asked permission, that you had somehow entered my dreams without my permission. So I went and spoke to my mentor about it, and she explained this ritual to me, and she believes that without her tutoring, I entered this astral state and went in search for what I considered to be my perfect mate, and found you, she says. And she starts to bat the eyes and get a little red around the cheeks. Ooh. And do you say anything to cut her off, or do you let her continue?
Yeah, tell her you'll make her other cheeks red.
That's later. That's after the coffee.
The coffee is piping hot.
Yeah. Let's see. No, I really won't interrupt her. I'll let her continue.
Let her continue.
Yeah.
So she says, so I feel like you deserve an apology because it wasn't you, it was me that initiated our meetings in the astral plane. And she smiles at you and she says, and I don't regret them. I just was frightened by the intensity of them, finding out that you were a real person. I didn't know you were real. I thought you were a dream. I thought you were what I would consider to be the perfect man in my imagination. And now I found out that you were actually a person. She says, so I hope that you'll forgive me for treating you as rudely as I treated you the first time you came to the city, she says.
I do forgive you. You know, I I was confused as well. I could imagine, from your side, suddenly having these dreams, and then, the person that you're dreaming of actually was real to begin with.
It was
So-
very confusing, she says. It was very confusing. And she reaches across the table to actually put her hand on top of your hand, looking to break that invisible wall that you kind of sense exists kind of in the middle of that table. She makes the first move. It's not an overly aggressive move, but just to say that, here's physical contact. I'm not afraid to touch you. I know you're sitting at the table with me, and she smiles at you. And then, but then once she does it, she takes her hand away.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to turn my hand over and hold
Well,
her hand. But
let's say you turn your hand over. That you're successful in doing. Make a quick dexterity check.
all right. Dexterity is going to be a 13.
With a 13, you beat my 5, which means that you lightly close your hand. You feel a slight hesitation, but when she realizes that your hand closes around hers, you feel her hand to start to relax, and she allows you to guide her arm forward, and you are holding hands at the table. And you see first a minute of hesitation, and then a smile comes across her face. So is there anything from that moment on for the next maybe 25 to 30 minutes, conversation takes a turn to more small talk? Is there anything in the next half hour or so, questions you wanted to ask her, about her brother, about the realm, about the war, small talk of any kind, something you might have been curious about for the duration of the campaign that you figure, well, she's here, I might as well ask her. If not, there's no big deal. We can just kind of like do the fast forward through it, but I want to give you the opportunity to ask some questions.
Yeah, I have a few. I kind of want like her general feelings on the war and how everything's progressing currently.
Okay, make a quick persuasion check.
All right.
Actually, you know what? Make it an advantage.
Okay. Persuasion is going to be a 19.
19. Okay, with a 19, she seems very relaxed in discussing this with you, especially after having that luncheon with your group. You get the impression that she very much loves her younger brother Ryan, and she very much supports his quest for the throne. She loved her father, King Arlick. You find out in the conversation that King Arlick was a full-blooded dragon, and that her mother was a full-blooded elf, and that apparently maybe he was polymorphed into his elf form when they consummated the relationship, and hence she has draconic ancestry, but she presents herself as an elf, even though she does have some dragon bloodline in there. She loved her father. It was a tragedy to her as well. She believes that Ryan's doing the right thing. She does talk about the whole Brood of Katoa thing with you. And she tells you, she says, listen, she's like, I told my brother he's young and impetuous, and he's very hot-headed. And once he gets an idea in his head, you can't change his mind. And a woman came to him and told him about the glory of the Brood of Katoa. I wouldn't hear none of it. I left. He wouldn't listen to me. He doesn't listen to me because, misogynistic reasons. Plus he feels he's the king. And if his sister, who isn't a full-blooded dragon, were to tell him what to do, especially in public, that he would be considered weak amongst others. So he doesn't take my advice, certainly not in public. But I told him not to pay attention to this, that they're obviously bad news. And I'm glad that your group came here to finally talk some sense into my brother, Ryan. Is there anything specific that you wanted to know, like a specific question about? Because that way the back and forth would help the conversation.
So you pretty much covered most of it.
Cool.
The only specific thing I would want to get into would be how she feels about like once we deal with Katoa, like alliances and working together with other factions.
Right, got you.
Yeah.
She seems to be kind of she's not educated on the factions and their dealings. She's not, in other words, she knows the names of the major factions, but she doesn't know very much about them. You know more for the conversation you glean that you know a lot more about the inner workings of, for instance, the Harper family than she does. She doesn't know Luigi. She doesn't know Mario. She doesn't know Priscilla. She just knows that where the Harper's capital city is, the Hopewell, but that's to the extent. She believes, like her brother said, she almost sounds like a parrot of her brother's ideals in the sense that they should bend the knee or suffer the consequences. It's terrible what they did to our father. And you know, I believe that my brother with the right guidance. And then when she mentions her brother and the right guidance, the conversation takes a turn in a different direction slightly. You see a melancholy fall over her face, a sadness. And she starts to discuss with you the fact that there are certain expectations on her once the war is over in regards to her brother. That their expectations are to keep the bloodline pure and that she should marry her brother and produce an heir between the two of them. Do you say anything in regards to that other than?
I would counter, well, you just finished telling me that, you know, as a sorceress, this astral projection was meant to search out your, you know, soulmate, as you would. Wouldn't you put faith in such you know, otherworldly things like that?
She looks
You know.
at you, she smiles, and she sees what it is that you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And listen.
I can't explain it. Sirach would hopefully be explaining
listen,
it better.
I'm sure. Listen,
everybody just make believe that Sirach explained it way better.
Yeah, like just perfect wordsmith, like knows exactly what he was trying to
sure,
say.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like his movie scripted dialogue. Of course.
Exactly.
Was definitely that awkward.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, he did live in the woods. He doesn't have the greatest.
This is true.
This
is true.
People
But you sense from the look on her face that she finds it charming nonetheless, and she says, "I don't know if I have the power. There are so many. The weight of expectations can crush you, especially in a family of royalty," she says. What I want and what I'm allowed to have are just two different things. At which point you notice she pulls her hand away at this point. There was a hesitation and a nervousness. She pulls her hand away and she turns red a little bit around the cheeks and she shakes it off really quickly, gets rid of that moment of blushing and goes, all I can say is that I'm very happy that you're here tonight. And I'm so happy that we had this time alone together to talk and to become familiar for real this time. I mean, we've met over and over in this imaginary dream state, but we've never actually had a chance to be in the same room together. And this is just so nice to actually be here with you right now. Let's not ruin it by discussing the things that I honestly can't control, she says.
But if you could change fate, would you?
Make a persuasion check. This time, not an advantage, just a straight persuasion check.
Okay.
Guidance.
He wants to give you emotional guidance.
I wish. 14.
14.
Ooh.
Well, not terrible. Not terrible. Not as high as it needed to be, but not terrible.
I feel like anything less than 15 is a failure.
Yeah, at this point.
So she looks at you and she smiles and she says, these are such tough questions, she says. Behind closed doors in the privacy of this room, I think you know what I want, she says. And she stares at you like she's staring into your soul when she says that. She says, but what I want,
to bulge.
But what I want is unfortunately not relevant because there is duty and honor. I mean, you and your friends know about duty and honor. there is also a woman's duty and honor. And that duty is to my family. That duty is to my brother. That duty is to the kingdom. And I don't, I'm not someone who shirks away from duty and responsibility. But let's not ruin the conversation.
The one word he says the whole time.
What happened? I missed it. I totally missed it.
He just said duty.
Duty.
It was funny.
Duty.
Okay.
So she says, let's not ruin the mood. She smiles. She gives you her hand back. She realizes it's absentmindedly she pulled away, and she realizes that's kind of like creepy. Let me put my hand back on the table. Oh, she's doing the whole curl with the finger thing kind of thing.
Okay.
You guys are having a little wine. You're feeling a little bubbly. The desserts are nice. It's low light in the room. Is there anything that Sirach would like to do? I'm curious. You don't have to. There's no pressure, but I'm just curious. I want to give you the option to be as calm or as aggressive as you'd like to be.
I want to do two things and then we can move on.
Sure.
First, I would like to kind of bring the conversation back to a more casual and relaxed state. And
Easy.
I will ask her some easier questions. One
Casual and relaxed state. Hold that
Yes,
question.
okay.
The easier questions. Give me a
Okay.
quick charisma check.
Okay.
Just a quick charisma check. Let's see if you can deftly, from the woods that you used to live in, get us
Calm down. So just straight charisma.
just straight charisma check.
12.
A 12. It takes you a little while, a couple of awkward stumbles, but you eventually get the conversation back to this.
But I mean, my
calm-
question was gonna kind of be a little awkward to start off with.
Well, hey, listen,
It's gonna
maybe
be
that's
like,
part
out of
the
all
12.
of these desserts, which one is your favorite?
Well, she points to the raspberry tart and she says, "Oh, that's my favorite."
Okay. I like raspberries. They're
Yeah.
great fruit, great berry.
Yes. She
Okay.
smiles at you with a look in her eyes like she's wondering where you're going.
I'm wondering too.
I just small talk. That's all I wanted. Just some
talk.
small talk, and then let's see, like this is where me as a person is not what I want Sirach to be.
Well, listen, you Sirach and you are one and the same sometimes. So
that is true.
do what makes you
That's true.
happy.
That
This is
true.
D&D. You can do
Okay.
whatever the hell you want.
As we
Do it,
finish up
do it.
our dessert and beverages, I will ask her, would you like to stay the night?
Would you like to stay the night? Make a persuasion check.
With disadvantage.
No, just a straight persuasion check.
Ha. Oof.
That's so forward though.
This one I can get behind. I'll take a 24.
A 24. Well, listen, I was looking for well, hold on a second. Before I tell you what I was looking for, it was a relatively high number. I'll hold for a little bit of suspense. With the request, is there anything that you do to combine with the request? Any sort of action of any kind, any sort of gesture of any kind that you do to seal the deal, so to speak? I'm just curious. If not, we'll just rock and roll with the number that you got, 24.
So, since we're already holding hands,
Yes.
I will kind of caress the back of her hand gently,
Okay.
and then also motion over to the four-post bed, and maybe also say, "It's a very comfortable bed."
She smiles at you in a way that you remember from the dream that you had with her many times. It's a very familiar smile. Okay, so it was a 25, but the extra gesture lowered it to a 24.
Oh,
So here's
okay.
here's the deal. The deal is she comes over, she with a smile on her face, she steps up, stands up from the table in her golden sequin dress and slowly walks around to sit on your lap in the wooden chair. She puts her
Okay.
arm around you and she leans forward and very casually kisses you on the lips. Do you turn away?
No, of course not.
And she says to you, she kisses you. It's long, deep, and passionate kiss. And then she looks at you and whispers into you. She says, I cannot stay the night, but I
You
will
have, like,
stay.
10
But I
minutes?
will stay.
A few hours?
You
like
beat me
20
to
minutes?
it, Nathan. You
Wait,
beat me to
what'd
it.
you say? What'd you say, Nathan?
I said he got like 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. I was gonna say 20 minutes, but you know what? Let's be realistic. 10.
Yeah, let's
She
let's
says.
be real.
She
Let's be
says. She says
real.
that.
We're tired. We've been on an adventure.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh my
I mean,
god.
it'll be like 5 minutes of cuddling. So you know.
she says, but I can't stay the nights. She says, but I can stay for a while. And of course,
Right.
we have to at this point cut to black, as I'm
Whoa.
sure.
Baka's
lot's-
got to come cock block. Whoa.
Ah.
No,
I
no.
cock blocked him
You
every
are too
single
busy.
time. This
You
whole
are too.
You are
you're
not
too-
allowed.
You are too busy. You are too
No.
busy writing your will in your little
the one time.
your little room, which is the size of a small walk-in closet, compared to the lavish room that they gave Sirach because he's new money. So anyway, really quickly, let's assume an hour or so goes by and you enjoy yourself thoroughly, Sirach, of course.
Whoa,
I
roll
need
for
you to
performance?
well, I'm not rolling for performance. I'm rolling for something else.
Oh.
And I also want to do a little bit of pillow talk, maybe 5 or 6 minutes of pillow talk.
Okay.
And then we're going to cut back to the rest of the party and then probably advance to the following day. So I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Sirach, please.
All right. Sheesh, my rolls aren't the greatest today. Good thing I have good wisdom saving. 14.
Okay. All right. So let me explain to you what you're rolling for. So in D&D, every table is different. My table, I will never make your character do anything. Anybody at the table, your character is your character, and you make the decisions. The actions are always going to be yours. But as the storyteller, I tell you what you see, you hear, you taste, and what you feel. So what that role was to determine whether or not you fell in love with her after having sex. You succeeded in the role. You needed to roll a 14 or higher. You rolled a 14. So what that means is that while you enjoyed yourself thoroughly, since you succeeded in the role, you did not fall in love with her. Doesn't mean that you aren't emotionally attached. Doesn't mean that you didn't enjoy yourself. It just means that if you had rolled lower than that 14, I would have told you that you can still control your character, but you have to always make decisions in light of the fact that Sirach, maybe not the player, but Sirach has fallen in love with her. So good news or bad news, depending on your point of view, you don't quite feel that special something. It's not quite there yet. It might develop over time, but don't feel it at the moment. Now, pillow talk.
First time's always awkward.
First time's always awkward. This is true.
Yeah.
So you guys are lying, breathing heavy, sweat glistening off the bodies. It was better than every dream. One thing that I want you to make a quick perception check, really, really quickly.
12.
12. With a 12, you inspect her body, and it is an amazing body. She is an athletic figure. She's very attractive to look at, even in the low light of the room. You were expecting to see some of the red scales, the dragon scales that you saw in the dream that covered 1/3 of her body. And again, it's surprising to you to notice that she is all flesh. There are no red dragon scales. It's basically, she's full from appearances. You would never know she has draconic ancestry. You would assume that she's just full-blooded elf. And she says to you, that can't happen again. I'm sorry. I have to marry my brother, and we can't do that again, she says to you. She's not looking at your eyes. She's basically talking to your chest, and you hear her voice. What do you say?
Is he bigger than me? I can't. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
Oh, you are on a roll.
So for the
I understand
initially
what you
you don't
feel like
initially you don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
There's a bit of an awkward pause, and
Yeah,
then
I'm shocked. I understand what you feel like you need to do, but you are your own person. Not everything can be dictated for you. But I
Oh, that was
respect.
good. That was good.
Yeah.
she looks up at you, you lock eyes, and you feel something deep and profound pass between the two of you, that you realize that what she told you about the whole a soulmate thing, there must be something more to it. At least you believe it, because there's something intrinsic about this particular person you can't put your finger on completely. She goes to kiss you towards your lips and then rises up and kisses you on your forehead.
Friend zone.
And
or she just has bad depth perception. I don't know.
Who knows? And then she begins to get dressed in silence. She begins to get dressed in silence and then eventually leaves the room before night falls.
Okay.
Leaving you basically in the room on your own to lie there and wonder, what exactly that was all about. So,
did I leave the iron on?
So let's jump back to the gallery view.
Did I leave the burning cantrip, the burning hands cantrip on?
We are back to the table. Is there anything besides the last will and testament of Baka in his little shoebox of a room? Is there anything that you guys would like to do along with Harry and the pets before we go to the following day and opening it up to
I can't think of that.
I want to take the bowl out.
Okay.
And I want to just
So speaking of the bowl, just to give the audience a sense, a bowl is something called the Crucible of Woe. It is a very powerful magic item that has been a key since the beginning of this campaign. It's been a long road. Pia is now in possession of it. It's jewel encrusted. It's made of gold, or at least he believed it was made of gold until he saw a portion of it flaked off and revealed that it's either gold plated or perhaps it was just painted gold. Again, he's not a jeweler, so Pia is not 100% certain.
But I want to.
So you now have this item.
Investigate that more.
By all means, Pia. Tell me something specific you'd like to investigate, because you're not a jeweler. Keep in mind.
No, I'm not a jeweler, but I was actually going to ask if Baka could identify it as well and see if he can figure out if it has the magical properties.
So what do? You go to Baka's room adjacent to yours? Yeah, you can. So you knock on the door. Baka, what does he find when he knocks on your door?
Are you ready to go in the bed?
I'm right. I am on the bed on my side, completely stark naked. No.
I've been waiting for you.
Hello, Charlize. No. I am writing on a piece of paper, but I quickly hide it.
Oh, are you writing a story like Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I can't wait to read it. Can you help me out?
Yeah, what's up?
So I've been looking at this bowl and I see chipped paint and I want to know if it's real.
The Crucible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Better fucking be
set
real
up,
after all this
detect
shit.
magic and identify.
Yeah, one or the other or both.
Okay.
I figured that'd be easier than just staring at it like an idiot when I don't really know.
Okay, so it takes about 10 minutes for each. So let's just say we get to about 10 o'clock. We'll go 9 o'clock. They're probably in the midst of their lovemaking session as this is happening simultaneously.
They were only going 5 minutes.
And let's say, Baka, according to Baka, the bowl glows in the way in which. Now, keep in mind that since you're not the person that casts the spell, Pia, you don't actually see the bowl glow.
Yeah.
It's just, but he tells you that it glows in the way that it should in order to say that it does indeed exude magic, and that the way I should describe the Crucible of Woe is that since it's a plot device item and not a dungeon master guide item, it does have the qualities of the Crucible of Woe.
Okay.
But it's not like it's a plus something. It doesn't tell him that it has certain qualities like you can do D6 of this or D10 of that. It's not like that.
Right, so Rexa didn't screw me.
It's a key item.
Perhaps.
Did she screw us?
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
I don't know.
it's the same energy, I guess, right? From when we first
That's accurate.
what's it called? Identified it when Rexa gave it to us.
Okay, good.
That was a question, by the way, not a statement.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
Is there anything
I
else
was just
you'd like
losing
to-
sleep over it, and I'm just nervous, so I wanted to ask you. I'll let you get back to writing your story, Baka and the natural ones, I guess.
No problem.
What room is Harry in? Is he in his own room separately, or is he
That's
hitching a
I
ride?
feel
with
like
you?
he was with me. I can't remember.
All right, so you know what? He's actually scribbling into his journal in your room where you left him. So I just for sake of
Yeah, I
story-wise.
feel like he was with me.
Okay.
All right. Well, then I guess I'll take it back in the room and just kind of stare at it and try to plan what I want to do with it and how.
Okay.
And probably fall asleep doing that.
All right. Is there anything in particular that you want to share with the audience of what you'd like to plan? Of what the initial stages of that plan, perhaps? You do not exactly.
Not yet.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So just make a perception check for me, please.
Okay.
Because there is something I want to do.
Absolutely.
19.
A 19. Yeah. It's a bowl. It's the crucible of woe.
Mm-hmm.
And you are you fall asleep.
Wow, that was
What a climax.
sketchy.
That's
So Baka, what was it that
holy shit, man.
Baka, what was it that you
Yeah, I'm writing my will, and I have Ari and Tora and Saki in my room with me. I'm alone, I'm assuming.
what are you writing, master?
A very important document.
Documented. Can I eat the documented of
Oh, you can't eat this,
Eat it,
Sagi.
eat it.
Here, I'll give Sagi 2 rations. I'll say you can.
I would 1 ration, 2 ration. And Tora, the orange tabby cat, is like, oh, you are so embarrassing, Sagi. God.
A weasel ate my will.
Oh.
God.
So the cat, the orange tabby cat, Tora, basically starts to like curl itself around and decides that it's going to sit right on top of the paper in front of you. Plop,
Okay.
plop. Paws
Well,
in front of you, staring up at you.
That's
What are you doing?
that's fine, I guess.
What are you
I couldn't
doing?
continue until I asked you guys this question.
Oh,
So
10 belly scratches.
okay, 10 belly scratches.
Okay, so
Ari,
you're
this
scratching.
question is for you too.
Oh, I get a question. Thank you, master.
Tell me, out of everyone in the group, who do you guys like the most,
Oh,
other than me?
Well, Tora goes, I don't like
Aiden.
anyone personally. Tora's like,
Not
Tora,
surprised.
Tora says that.
I'm not surprised either.
And Sagi the weasel goes, which one has fed me the most rations, master? I
I don't think any of them have.
don't remember anyone feeding me rations.
Wow.
Who do you think? And Sagi basically puts the question to Ari, the fully grown lion cub with the saddle on his back, the mount, and he goes, I like Chester the best. Chester is my friend.
Aye.
Hey, Ari,
Yeah,
snap
yes,
out of it.
yes. What?
Chester is not your friend.
But he's my friend.
No.
He plays with me, and he brings me the stick, and we spend time together, and we sleep together mostly.
What have you guys
I
been
don't want
spending
you
time
hanging out
together?
with those people anymore.
I don't
want you
understand.
When you've been off
I don't want you
doing
catching
rogue
stupid
I don't
from that
understand,
dog.
Father. Father, I don't understand.
sketchy
Big
rogue
brown,
shenanigans.
big brown eyes staring up at you.
Oh
I don't
my
understand, Father.
Why do you forsake me, father?
I don't want you catching what that dog has. Catching stupid
What is catching? How do I catch stupid?
by being around that dog.
I don't want to catch stupid.
No,
I
you don't.
agree with
You
that.
should hang out with your brother more. He's more intelligent.
Well, he is, my brother is older than me, and he is definitely very intelligent. Yes. Alistair is very, very smart. And I want to be like Alistair when I grow up.
Yeah, he's a good role model.
Yes, he is. He is. Okay, I'll stay away from, I'll be sure to tell Chester that you told me that I wasn't allowed to hang out with him anymore. I will promise I'll do that, Father.
Oh, here we go, baby.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So yeah.
So is there anything else that you'd like to do as Tora stubbornly tries to distract you from your last will and testament? Do you stubbornly continue, or do you put it off to the side?
I'm not gonna write anymore, but I'm gonna pet Tora and say, since Tora's pretty much the only one I could see understanding, is Tora. We have a
We have
giant
what?
battle coming up
That is true.
Yes. And we may not. Some of us may die, including
Your
me.
friends are in a lot of danger.
Yeah. Well, in case the worst happens and I die, which, let's be honest, it's the least likely. I'm the least likely to die out of all of us.
Oh, this fuck.
Yeah, I know. You knew it was coming.
But in case it happens, some miracle.
Cat's looking you in the
Who-
eye,
who do
like
you-
studying you.
Who do you want to take care of you?
Baka. He looks, the male cat, orange tabby cat, stares you in the eye. And for the
Harry.
first time, you think that maybe the cat is smarter than he lets on. And he says, Baka, if you're facing certain death and every one of your friends are dying on the battlefield and you have an option to escape, you run. Because dying on the field of battle when everyone is already dead and you can use your abilities as a rogue to escape, you'd be foolish not to.
Tora, I'm talking about if I die before them and they're still alive.
Master, and that's the last time you'll ever hear me call you that. You know you're not going to be the first to fall. You'll be the last to fall. And what are you going to do? Stubbornly charge into the gaping mouth of an elder god?
You know
and
what?
allow yourself to die?
I want to read the personal text messages between you two.
No, you do not. There's too many juicy secrets.
So the cat is giving you the impression that he's all of these
very
lessons.
confident in my
Well, he's
abilities
very
to survive.
confident in your abilities, and all of these lessons that you've been giving him on strategy from former generals, it has paid off in such a way that he's turned into a ruthless cat. He basically is, talking about utilitarianism. He's basically saying, if all is lost, you're better off running than sticking around and dying with your friends.
Sacrifice your friends and live.
And the cat says, no, I'm not talking about sacrificing your friends. I'm saying if the outcome of the fight is already made, if you are destined to lose and you have the opportunity to escape, the cat just basically, licks its face and brushes its ear and goes, escape.
I'm gonna like appear lost in thought, and while giving Tora belly scratches unconsciously.
Oh, belly scratches, yes. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh,
It's okay.
So let's move on, shall we, to the following day. Gentlemen, it is the 8th of the month.
Are our items ready soon?
Your items
No.
will be ready actually in about 2 months.
2 months.
Oh,
to
it's
get-
So
long.
let me
Oh,
give you the
shit.
quick,
Okay.
let me actually,
Yeah.
PR, make an intelligence check, please.
Yeah, good idea. Because I'm not very. Oh gosh.
What'd you roll?
11.
Oh, an 11. I was looking for a 10 or higher. It's fine.
Oh, okay, good. I
Yeah.
missed
So,
one.
okay. So it is 1/8, first month, eighth day, right?
Okay.
You're going to get your memory check to confirm that you're going to be able to get your items from Landau in this city in Osa on the 3rd month, 10th day. So in about 2 months from now.
Okay.
Okay. You also remember that on the 15th of Marzo, the 15th of the month, 5 days after you get your weapons, is when Prince Ryan is planning on marching east with his armies and taking over the realm.
Mhm.
So until then, you don't really have anything on the agenda, so to speak. So I guess it's up to you guys on what you want to do with yourselves. Do you want to just kind of hang out in an OSA and party every single day and drink to your drunk off your face?
We have to meet.
Shouldn't we be talking to Piper about this whole mess?
Lady Piper? Yeah, and then we have to see the other factions. Maybe.
Maybe.
Except the Harpers. Fuck them.
I have an idea for the Harpers.
Fuck them.
Fuck the Harpers.
Well, blow up their city. Yeah. okay.
Actually, well, if you really want to go over it right now, my idea is basically sneak and talk to Priscilla and tell her that I will make her the sole ruler of the Harpers in exchange for her bending the knee to Prince Ryan.
Whoa! But what about
There's
bending the
gonna
knee
be
to
no
PR?
factions after this.
That's kind of the whole point. It's
Thaden,
going to
have you
be the
paid
Legion of PR. Are you listening?
Right. Exactly.
That's
So
what
you
it's
have
going to
to-
be.
you have
That's
to
it.
do it a
with you and
different
your
way.
China knockoff bowl?
Hey,
It's real.
I'll show you. I'll show you all.
You know, it was just really cheap materials. Doesn't make the
Yeah, it
ability
doesn't
any
make-
less
yeah,
effective.
exactly.
No, you know what? I'm
Still
not gonna
holds
do it here.
cereal.
Yeah, cereal and blood.
I want to put a drop of blood in it and see what happens, but not here.
Do it in the bathroom.
Do it out on the road.
All right. Well,
Not
we
that
should
we're
go-
ever on the road anymore because we have like a taxi for a cleric now.
Yeah. Fuck.
finally useful for something.
Anyone want to do some fan art? Make us all jump on top of Theoden's back, like like he's carrying us.
Yes,
Nice.
like Yertle
Yeah.
the turtle, like the
What
Yertle.
you-
Oh
with,
yeah, all of us just piled on
Yeah.
top of him.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
And
That's
he's got
how we use the
the bag
teleportation.
on his face so he can eat.
All right, yeah, it's a thing. So are we gonna leave the city anytime soon? Because I got one more thing I want to do in the city.
I'm down to go whenever.
We should probably go talk
I got
to Piper,
nothing I
but
need to do.
Sirach, you go ahead and do your thing for now. What do you got planned?
I mean, unless
assuming we're together right now.
Well, you would just you would congregate in some sort of like
yeah, I'm
eating
assuming
area
we've met up
downstairs.
because we're talking. Yeah,
About
okay.
you're talking to each other, so you figure it's about 9 a.m. the following day,
Yes.
and you're inside the the Gold Keep, which is basically the home base for this the Zentarm family, the royal family. Imagine there's like a cafeteria type area in the lower basement. Clean, all your needs are taken care of. Fresh food, you don't have to pay for it, and you're talking at a table with each other.
Okay. Good old cafeteria.
Yeah, the royal cafeteria.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do, Sirach?
So I'm not going to tell them everything, but I'm going to kind of give them a basic rundown of like, so Stacy's a sorceress, and I would like to talk to her mentor because she might be able to, one, help us, and two, I have some other personal questions I would like to ask her. So I'd like to see if Stacy would let me talk to her mentor.
Okay, so first thing you'd have to do is find Stacy. So you're gonna
Yeah.
spend that morning looking around for Stacy.
Yes.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
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 Can I just do a sending spell to ask, hey, Stacy, this is Baka?
Well, it's up to, well, first of all, you could do both theoretically. How about we do the investigation check, and if that's unsuccessful, maybe he'll ask you,
Yeah.
can you do the sending spell?
Sure.
Let's try that. So what did you get on the roll, Sirach?
16.
Well, you spend an hour or two basically asking around, and apparently she's a busy person. So you have difficulty finding her or finding anyone willing to tell you where she is.
Busy person, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. But again, if there are other options that you'd like to, what would you like to do?
I'll ask Baka if he could send over a sending spell.
Oh, I'm too busy. Sorry, money.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Hey, I got you.
We'll keep
Hayden,
that
let's
one in
just
mind.
run.
Too
Hey.
busy sitting here having lunch with us.
Hayden, let's run. Let's run away.
Yeah, I'll creep away with PR.
All right.
We'll
So as
slip-
you guys
we'll
are creeping
slip in the
away
back
while they're
alley.
doing what are you asking in the sending spell? So you're going to send a message to, it uses a spell slot, correct?
Yep.
Keep track of them spell slots. To Princess Anastasia, what would you like to say to her?
Hey, Princess Anastasia, it's Baka. I'm with Sirach. He's looking for you. He's got some dopey look in his eyes. I don't know. Let me know where you are so he can come find you.
Okay. You send the message 25 words or less. You're expecting a response 25 words or less. And you wait a minute. You wait another minute. At this point, Sirach is becoming suspicious that
And
she's
you
talking
get
to
0
you.
words or less.
Sirach is getting suspicious that she's talking to you and you're intentionally withholding information. But the
You reached
truth is,
Stacy's voicemail.
the truth is that she does not respond, Baka. Radio silence.
Hi, this is Stacy.
Wow, what did you fucking do the other night?
What? What are you talking about, Baka?
She's not contacting me back. You must have done something.
She's not contacting you.
Well,
She
I'm
doesn't like
contacting
you.
her on your behalf. So
Yeah.
you must have done something.
Okay.
What'd you do? Did you guys have
None.
sex?
None of your business.
Insight check.
Make an insight check. Sirach, make a deception
What's
check.
the old worm?
Good luck. Okay.
Baka rolled a 37.
Yeah, right.
What'd you roll,
Probably.
Baka? What'd you roll?
22.
A 22.
Close
What
enough.
did you roll, Sirach? Close enough.
Clearly, I'm just grinning like the fucking Cheshire cat because I rolled a 2 and then I got a 2. That's a 4.
Well, let's just say that you are not required to tell him anything. But Baka, when
But
you
he
look
knows.
at when you well, not that he knows, he thinks you're lying.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So Baka, you think he's lying.
I'm gonna give him a high five.
I'll give him like a weak high five back.
Well,
Like
you
a-
give him a you give him
or
a
like,
weak
I guess it'd be a low five,
Weak low
like-
five, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, a weak low
Wow,
5.
that's insulting.
Well, you are
Um,
3.5 feet tall, and he's like almost 6 feet tall. So
Well-
it's not exactly.
Eh,
Since
like-
you hit it,
a pat on
But
the a brisk pat on the head.
There you go.
Attaboy.
why don't we go see Bluebeard first? Why don't we go ask Bluebeard? No, we're supposed to see Lady Piper. Let's go. Let's go. See Lady
Harry
Piper.
basically
Yeah.
Harry, who's been sitting with you at the table in that royal cafeteria, slams his journal closed and goes, "Why would we be seeing my uncle? We
You
don't need to
want
see my uncle.
You don't want to
No,
see
I
him?
don't want to see my uncle.
Well, I mean,
Harry.
If we go see my uncle, he's gonna make me stay with him. He thinks you
Harry,
guys
Harry,
kidnapped
You
me.
stay in the room.
Harry,
You stay
Harry,
in the room.
Harry. Wait,
What?
can other people hear us right now?
Well,
Like, are
I'm
we in like a public space?
make a perception check.
Like, is it people listening?
Harry, we're practically
19 again.
demigods.
19?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people in here, but it doesn't really look like they're paying attention. But then again, who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not exactly private.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll keep my comments to myself. Harry, we'll talk about this later.
I do want to see my uncle.
We won't. We don't have to, but there's something you should probably know.
What?
What?
What? What are you talking about?
You know, like, don't you want to warn him about this?
Why are we warning him? If we don't tell him about anything, he's gonna make me stay here. He's gonna put you guys in jail for kidnapping me.
All right, or he can just die. That's fine.
Don't kill my uncle.
Well, what do you want? You got to
Harry.
pick one.
Harry, you gotta convince your uncle.
You got to
Join.
pick a side
I
here, man,
can't
because he's
convince my
just
uncle.
gonna he's gone. Like, it's gonna happen, whether we have any control over it or not.
Do you guys see this?
That's a book.
Do you know what this is?
Is it a
Okay.
magic book this whole time that could fix
No.
this whole problem? Because that would
No.
be great.
No, this is.
I can write the
He
Katoa
opens
out of
it and the world goes
existence.
back to
This
Are your
normal.
is
balls in
my
there?
future. My future as a best-selling novelist.
Your
And
future
you know what I
without an
need?
uncle.
Yeah,
And you know
if
what I
there's a
need to-
world after this.
And you know what a best-selling writer needs when he's writing his future?
A dead uncle.
No, he needs to
Tragic
stay
backstory.
out of the story. I need to keep myself out of the story. I need to be the impartial narrator.
Harry,
And
you're
I am-
so far
disguise
from
him. Why don't we
impartial.
disguise him?
Oh,
No, because he needs to be the one to convince.
No,
his
that didn't
uncle.
go so well last time.
Put a beard on him and then
guys, go anywhere you want. Please don't go back to Herg. Oh God.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. We really can't go there without getting.
No,
Oh.
no. If Harry is the one to take charge and convince his uncle, it'll be fine. And if he does try to take Harry back, well, we'll either kill him or just teleport out.
we could just teleport right out.
Oh no. Oh God.
What's he gonna do?
Gonna lose Harry right before the end.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
That's bold, man.
Abort! Abort!
Abort.
So Harry is scribbling in his book, trying not to pay attention to you, but you can see that he's panicking in his cups, thinking
Harry,
that
did your uncle abuse you or something?
no, my uncle's been nothing but great to me.
Why are you
What
so
was
afraid of him?
playtime like?
And Harry, I can't remember if you said this before, but now that we're on this subject, where is your mom and your dad?
He looks at you and kind of,
Like, have we ever asked him this?
from player to DM, you've never asked him this, yeah. So he gives you a little bit of side
thought
eye.
we
and
asked for YouTube.
He says, "Well, make a persuasion check, Bianca."
I don't mean this in like a bad way. I'm just persuasion.
Persuasion, you get.
Oh, I'm good at that. Oh, okay. That's 25. Okay.
20. Oh, a 25. He gives you a little side. He let's put it this way. If the average person were to ask him about the fate of his parents, he probably would basically walk away or give them a smirk. But you and your magical, you and your puppy dog eyes, and your magical persuasion, you can basically, you could sell a pencil to somebody with no fingers, basically. So, he goes, he puts his book down, puts his quill down, and goes, "My parents actually."
I never heard that one.
I could sell a glove to somebody with no hands.
My parents, my parents were the king and queen of Herg before they were killed in battle.
The battle.
Yeah,
He's a prince.
I'm not a prince.
He's a prince.
I'm not a prince.
Prince Harry.
I'm not a prince.
Harry.
No, call me that. It's not true.
Harry's like, what have I done?
What did I tell them?
I get on my knees and start kowtowing.
No, stop, get up. No, I'm not a prince. I don't want to be a prince. I want nothing to do with. Oh no!
Wait, though,
I bow to you.
Why aren't you a prince, though?
Yeah, why aren't you a prince then?
Like, why did your
His
Harry
uncle is a power hungry madman?
Well, but he took care of me. All right. Well,
he clearly did a good job. You're so quick to go back and see him.
He isolated you.
All right, you guys want the truth?
Close.
You guys want the truth?
Yes, we do, Harry.
Fine, I'll give you the truth. He's
not my uncle.
An asshole.
You hit the nail on the head, Sirach. He's not my uncle.
Oh shit.
He's not my uncle.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a power vacuum in the Lord's Alliance after Bardo was killed, and also my father and mother who were on the battlefield were killed as well.
Well, this is a twist.
He was part of a faction within the walls of the mountain city of Herg that took over, and I was sworn to secrecy. Every other member of my family was killed, except for me, so long as I kept my silence about it.
All right, we're killing him. Done. It's decided.
All right, so if he's not a direct member of your family, then fuck him then.
Yeah,
all right.
But he could have killed me, and he didn't. He actually raised me and told everyone that I was his nephew.
Oh well.
He could have killed me. He left me alive.
That was his mistake.
I was just gonna say that. That's his mistake. So, why do you care?
I don't want you to kill him.
Well, we might have to.
I mean, he did raise me.
But you are aware that we might have to, right? Like, if he's gonna come charging at us,
that's why he doesn't want to go.
Harry, if you really care for your uncle, you should either convince him to bend the knee and join the alliance, or we have to kill him, and we'll make you the leader of the Lord's Alliance.
I don't want to be the leader of the Lord's Alliance.
You have royal blood.
Oh no. The last thing I want is to lead anything. I don't want to lead. I just want to write my stories. This is all I care about. This is it.
Then convince him.
He seems flustered. He seems very flabbergasted.
Very flustered.
He was trying to keep his secret, but you found it out after all.
I'm glad we're talking about this, Harry, but it's good that you know this, because in the battle, whether we talk to him or don't, he's going to have to pick a side, and there is a chance that the Lord's Alliance will not survive this, considering their main ally is already basically gone because of Katoa anyway. So they're kind of on their own.
Well, do me a favor really quickly, as player to DM.
What do you got?
DM to player. Make a wisdom check.
A wisdom check?
Just a wisdom check.
Oh, there goes my nat 20 for the night.
Oh, well, listen, at least I don't have to hold anything back. So while you do realize that there's a chain of command in the Lord's Alliance.
Yeah, but the Order of the Gauntlet being there.
Well, not the Order of the Gauntlet.
That's what I mean. Like they were allied. or at least
No,
closer?
they were close. But what I want to mention to you is something a little different.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
mention to you that Eladon, the city of Eladon, is actually the capital city of the Lord's Alliance,
Mhm.
where that sanctuary meeting was. And there is a warlord. Her name is Krista.
Yes.
And she is considered to be the leader of the faction of the Lord's Alliance, not Bluebeard.
No, I know that.
Bluebeard is the leader of
Oh.
just that individual little hub.
Of
He's kind of
Herg,
like
yeah.
he's
That's
like the leader of Herg, but
helpful.
not the leader of the whole faction.
No, I know that. But
Okay, in case
he's-
you didn't know.
Yeah, no, I knew
I
that.
didn't know.
But because I knew Herg wasn't the capital, but that's
Herg's
not the
not the
point,
capital,
though.
exactly.
Like Lord's Alliance is basically going to end up being on their own because I don't think there's any way in hell they're siding with the Emerald Enclave or the Harpers because they don't like them. They never did.
Hmm.
And Order the Gauntlet, yeah, they were buddy with them, but they're like probably half gone already, if not completely gone at this point. So they're going to be on their own because nobody likes the Zentarum anyway. So what do they have? So you need to know this going into this fight because there's a good chance they might be the first faction to go out.
Guys, let me just be clear on this. Harry says, I don't want to be a prince. I'm not interested in being royalty. Royalty means death. Royalty means responsibility. I'm perfectly content to be just Harry. You guys can be the leaders of whatever you want to be. You want to be the heroes of the realm. I'm content to be on the sidelines and just write about it. Please don't put me in a position where I have to lead because that's not what I want.
I'm not making you lead. I'm just letting you know that this is very possible. Like this could happen, whether we end up being the ones needing to do it or if it happens before we even realize.
So he starts eating from a bowl of grapes. He's like panic eating where he's like stuffing grapes in his mouth.
Grapes are going to make you shit yourself, Harry. Don't eat. Yeah.
Speak for yourself. Give me some of those.
He passes the bowl over to you. So what would you
we
guys
can
like
always
to do?
we can always like shift around some generals in the Lord's Alliance so he doesn't have to rule. Don't we know like one that doesn't completely hate us?
I don't know.
I feel like wasn't there a Tabaxi? Can I make a history roll to see if Sirach's just speaking out of his ass?
Make either a history check or an intelligence check, whichever you decide.
I feel like the Tabaxi in there was running the magic store. Or was that in Frinpool?
That was from.
Lot of
No, I'm
characters,
not
lot of
talking about in Herg. I just mean like part of the Lord's Alliance that like we could be like, oh, there's a power vacuum now. You can now rule Herg if we don't have Bluebeard up there.
Oh,
Make
Can
a
we
roll.
take out their true leader though, and maybe make a deal with Bluebeard and be like, hey. Bluebeard,
or Herg could be the Warlock hub. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you get, Sirach?
Maybe. You said history or
History or intelligence?
Intelligence,
Check. Just
okay.
check.
well, I mean, that doesn't change anything. It's still a 16.
16's a good roll.
Yeah.
16's a good roll. All right. So you vaguely remember with the 16 that there were two officers in the Lord's Alliance. One of them was a dark-skinned, you remember a Tabaxi, a white Tabaxi that you killed mercilessly, actually. He was the Lord's Alliance white furred Tabaxi, which you guys murdered. And you left his name was Sergeant Luther, who was a dark-skinned human, who you basically you kicked him in the ass and told him to head back to wherever he came from and told them not to mess with the natural ones. That's the last thing you remember. But you did remember a Tabaxi. Yes, he was, his white fur turned red, basically.
Okay, never mind.
But,
I'm mistaken.
But
Whoops.
you do remember also a gray furred matted Tabaxi who was named Julie, who was the owner of a magic shop in Alzando.
Ha!
You know,
I know.
Yeah, she had a Spanish accent, although there's no Spain in this realm. Let's be honest.
That's my homegirl.
Yes, can't be a Spanish accent if there's no Spain.
it's true.
But it's an accent.
Yes.
A sexy accent.
Why don't we
This is
just
true.
go? Why don't we go to the Harpers? Then we can. Why don't we go to the Emerald Enclave? Then we try the Harpers. Like if I can't convince Priscilla, then we'll do things a different way.
So where first, gentlemen? Where first?
I
Piper.
guess Lady Piper. She's gonna be the easiest one to talk
So
to, at
noon
least.
on the 8th, you decide to use the helm of teleportation. I'm assuming that Theoden has on his head to transport you, 5 of you plus the 3 pets, to the floating city of Alzando. Duck butter. Boom, 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 boom. You guys, it's literally a moment later. The air feels lighter. The indicator that you are a few 100 miles above sea level now, in the middle of the circular
A few
city known
hundred
as
miles?
Alzando. What did I say? I should have said a few hundred feet. I apologize.
I was
few
about
hundred
to
miles
say,
would be
I
like,
don't know if
damn.
think there's air up there. 'Cause we're in space
You
I
guys,
after like 8
exactly.
miles.
You definitely would need you need like a spaceship at that point in the stratosphere. So you are now instantly transported to the city of Alzando, which is the capital city of the Emerald Enclave. What would you guys like to do? You've been here before. It's a beautiful
Well,
city.
we're like,
Who do you want to speak to?
let's go. I'm gonna send a sending spell to Lady Piper.
What do you say?
Hello, Lady Piper. This is Baka. Are you available for a meeting with the natural ones?
Okay.
Nothing official, please. Just a discussion.
You hear the familiar female voice of Lady Piper Alzando in your ear, responds quickly. She says, yes, come to the main central spire right away. Skip the line. Tell the administrator that you are the natural ones. I will tell them to let you cut the line. And so do you guys go to the central spire?
I guess so.
Outstanding.
Yep.
So it's barely 1 o'clock in the afternoon by the time you skip the line and make your way into the central chamber. Imagine pillars, a red carpet up the center of a throne room. There's a dais with 3 chairs. 2 of the chairs are occupied. The chair in the center is occupied by a female elf, beautiful female elf, a little older, blonde, straight hair, very reminiscent of the female elf in Lord of the Rings, played by
Yes.
What's the name of that character? I'm sorry, I forgot.
The
What's the name of the actress?
Matt, you should know this, Matt.
Yeah, Matt, you should know this. Come on.
Erwin, but I was thinking the actor.
Oh, I was thinking the
Tyler.
actor too.
Liv Tyler.
No, not Liv Tyler. She's got blonde hair.
Oh, I don't know her name.
Wait,
forgot
you're talking
her name.
Eowyn? Eowyn?
Eowyn.
That is my sister's gonna kill me for not remembering her name.
She's a really good actress,
right?
Really good.
Yeah,
actress.
yeah.
She has blonde hair. She's a little on the old. She's like middle aged, but very attractive. She's won Academy Awards. What is her?
Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. So she's
what
very
it is.
much looks like Kate Blanchett.
Did you look it up?
Of
Yeah,
course he did.
of course
He's got
he did.
Google on his face.
Yeah.
I got 2
But that's-
monitors. I can
but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
the
he's got a
beauty-
command center.
But that's the beauty of the 21st century, man.
I
Topics-
thought we were in the 22nd.
No, 21st, man. Slow down.
I'm still living in the 19th, so
That's it. That's it. Right
Matt.
now, this campaign is in the
world
14th.
probably won't be a lot. Wait a second.
Jacob,
Matt.
I was kidding.
So
I was gonna
now
say
anyway.
you went to college.
Joking.
Doesn't mean he went to actual class.
I mean, remember the
I
Earth
didn't-
is only
I didn't study
2022 years
time.
old. It's fine.
I was good, Brendan.
So sitting in the chair, there are 3 chairs on the dais. 2 chairs are occupied. One by Kate Blanchett, the other by the niece. Her name is Talia Al Ansari.
The blind
She's maybe
lady.
13, 14 years old. She's a blind girl who you rescued previously from the city of Dorai, way back before we were even on the stream, when we were playing a private game in Connecticut once a week. She looks a lot like the actress Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. That's kind of like what she looks like. Do you guys know who the girl 11 is from Stranger Things?
Yep.
She's very attractive,
This
16-year-old girl.
Shaved head, right? The little girl.
The one with the shaved head, but she
Yes.
does not have a shaved head. She's got a full head of brown hair. Very attractive. She's playing with a cat. The only thing is obviously she does not know you've entered because she is unfortunately blind. You come in, Lady Piper stands up. She welcomes you over. She ushers you into a side chamber, offers you tea and coffee, wine, if you so prefer, sits you down. There are obviously guards all around, but there is a very kind of warm atmosphere. You don't feel the tension that you would feel when you're under threat of combat. It feels very comfortable. So she sits down and she says, gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you again. I'm assuming that you've come to tell me that you're going to lead my vanguard in the fight against the Zentarum, correct?
Wow, this is awkward.
I mean,
sorry.
because we are met. And by the way, I don't know if you saw, but of course you didn't see. You used magical means in which to get here, did you not? You probably teleported here.
Smart.
If you were to look over the side of Alzando down below, we've already started amassing our forces. We have the tents, and some of the soldiers are amassing down below in preparing our march on the city of Enosa in the summer, where we're almost ready. We haven't been able to get in touch with our allies, the Harpers, unfortunately, but we will eventually get in touch with them. So what brings you to the table? Fruits, snacks, bring to the table, fill their cups. I'm
going to use the earring to message Pia and say, this is all on you. Good luck.
Wow. So can we talk to you in confidence?
I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, what is said here won't leave these chambers. Leave the room. Go. Take the jug of wine. Go. Leave the room. Clear the room.
Oh boy.
Lady Piper, we can't. The guy with a sword. Lady Piper, we can't leave the room. We must guard. I trust these gentlemen. They saved my life before, and they will save it again. Go now.
I'm gonna
stand outside the room.
I'm gonna smirk at the guards as they're leaving.
And they are scowling at you. They are scowling at you because they
Blow
don't
a
trust
kiss.
you. Oh, they are so pissed that they're leaving the room. We will be right outside, Lady Piper, in case you
trust
need us.
Dwarf with bugs in his beard.
Oh, exactly. So they're basically lingering outside in the throne room as you have the chamber to yourselves in quote unquote confidence. Carry on.
Oh crap, actually. Can you guys do an intermission really quick? I have someone at my door.
Well, hold on a second. Let's take a break. That's a good time for a break.
I'm sorry about
No,
this.
it's perfect time because it's almost 8:30. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shenanigans ttRPG, and we play Dungeons and Dragons Monday nights, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. It's time for our mid-session break. Thank you for watching. We will let the stream continue. I got 8:27 Eastern Standard Time. We'll come back like 10 minutes to 9. Let's come back 8:50.
My bad.
Oh yeah,
All good.
Jacob, it's over. We're
Yeah.
on break.
we're done.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Um,
campaign ended.
Campaign's
we
over.
Says unavailable. now.
We won.
Yeah.
Well, you died, but
Yeah, you
we're-
actually
we're
died.
all alive.
You
Yeah,
died like right away. Like you actually got killed by a random
It
commoner
must
with a
have been because you
pitchfork.
were AFK and just.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
See, I
Or-
thought I would just get randomly struck by lightning or something, but
No, like a random farmer that took up arms just because you weren't moving, just kept poking you over and
You
over
know,
with a pitchfork, and
it
you died.
happens. It's D&D. It happens.
yeah.
I don't know. Did you have you were like really late getting on? Do you have something going on?
No, I just have the group chat muted because you guys text late at night.
You dirty bitch.
I have it muted too.
That's
so,
your fault.
Yeah, it's you guys are always muted on mine.
It's not my fault.
Sometimes.
What?
Your
Sometimes,
ass.
sometimes
It's not
it's
your
you,
fault.
sometimes it's Saps, sometimes
I'm
it's
only-
Chris.
I'm only defending myself from saps. That's
And
all.
it's never me. It's never me, and it's never Brendan.
It's true. It's true.
Well, get
my
on,
God.
boys.
No, I mean maybe one day when I'm like super bored, I'm just gonna blow up the chat. But
I don't even blow it up that bad.
no, not recently. But like there have been days where I'm just like, okay, guys, stop it.
Yeah, I definitely I've definitely had those days.
Jacob.
Huh?
I don't know if I should do this or not. This is I'll tell you in confidence, and you can't tell anyone else.
Even though it's
That's-
being streamed.
I don't think they're gonna look back at the stream though.
What do you got?
I have Desdemona's ring.
Uh-huh.
So if I put it on someone's finger and they failed a wisdom save, if they die with the ring on, it just takes their soul and puts it into the ring. So they can't be rezzed anymore.
Uh-huh.
and then I put that ring on someone else, that ring takes over that person's body. The soul in the ring takes over that person's body.
Mm-hmm.
So if I put the ring on Sirach, he just happens to die in like the battle at the battle with Katoa. I could take his soul in that ring and put it onto Prince Ryan's body, thus Sirach's soul being Prince Ryan's body, and he would get to marry Anastasia.
Oh my God. No fucking way, man.
That's no more.
Okay.
That's the kind of diabolical. I'm just telling you, Jacob. That's kind of like the diabolical shit I've been coming up with. Okay, that's just a preview.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shenanigans ttRPG. We are in the middle of our mid-session break as we listen to the musical stylings of Matt Termini on electric guitar. For more information on our Dungeons and Dragons show, please visit our official website at ttRPG.com. ttRPG.com.
Ah! Ah! Damn it.
That is Matthew Termini on electric guitar.
I fucked it all up.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Did a nice long improv.
Little improv.
Pentatonic scale. Pentatonic blues scale.
Hell yeah.
So this is Shenanigans ttRPG. We play Dungeons and Dragons every Monday night or most Monday nights. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on our mid-session break, but due to technical difficulties, we lost one of our players temporarily who's trying to reset his internet connection. In the event that he cannot rejoin us, we may have to call it quits and do a half a show. Don't want
I
to.
should be fine.
I'd like to come back. We'd like to continue with the show. So let's see what happens. Let's be patient. Guys, talk about something like, let's imagine it's a podcast. Talk about like video games or something. Who's playing what?
I've been playing Pokemon Unite, actually, Brendan.
So what is Pokemon Unite?
Hold
Someone
on.
who doesn't know what it is. What is that?
Level 11.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. It's like if anybody knows fucking Dota or what's it called? League of Legends.
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. It's exactly like that except Pokemon. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, okay. Is it a co-op game? Is it a competitive game of PvP, PvE?
It's 5 versus 5 PvP.
5 versus 5. What do you fight with Pokemon?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you have to collect and raise and train the Pokemon that you fight?
Yeah, in a 10-minute round, yes.
Baka, the true anime god,
it's
has
quick.
entered the waiting room. Fingers crossed. Let's see if he returns to us. And there is a true anime god amongst us. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So the technical gods have smiled upon us yet again. This is Shenanigans ttRPG. We play Dungeons and Dragons. The second half has now begun really quickly. Is there anything anybody needs to say before we resume the game?
Yes, there is.
Go for it.
I got nothing actually.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, good.
So where we left off,
Trying to scare us.
the
Pretty
party known as the Natural Ones used the Helm of Teleportation that belongs to Theoden in order to bamf the party to the city, the floating city of Alzando, which is an Emerald Enclave city. ruled by an individual named Lady Piper. Lady Piper is a good friend of the Natural Ones because they saved her life. In exchange for that, she let them know what her plans were for the summer, that she's looking to bring down the former monarchy once and for all with the help of the other factions in a summer military expedition that they're planning for as we speak. But unbeknownst to Lady Piper, the Natural Ones have visited her. They're sitting in the room off to the side of the throne room. The guards are right outside. As at the moment, the mood is pleasant and cheerful, and she wants to know what brings the Natural Ones to my table. I'm so excited you're here. Obviously, you must be here in order to tell me that you're willing to lead the vanguard against the evil and dreaded Zentarum. Of course, that's why you're here, correct?
Well, sort of. It's a little more complicated than that. We did actually just come back from Enosa.
What? We spies? You were spying.
I mean,
What did you discover about their dreaded enemy?
Well, I discovered that they really might not be as evil as everyone thinks they are.
They have really good raspberry tarts.
They do.
Very good raspberry tarts.
But I really just hear us out.
Okay.
But I really don't think they're as evil as everyone is making them sound. It's the fact that Enosa has been corrupted, or actually the Zentarum as a whole has been corrupted by the brood of Katoa, is what's really screwing them up, because Prince Ryan is just he's like a little kid. Like, he doesn't really know what he wants. He doesn't know who his allies are. He doesn't know who his enemies are. And he is just befriending anybody willing to help him. And the brood of Katoa pretty much, deceived him. And they're kind of the ones screwing everything up. And I think brood of Katoa is our target, not the Zentarum. And I think...
Yeah.
What's up?
If I may interrupt you, she says. Now, she has long, straight blonde hair, beautiful.
She's
Kate
gonna kick us out,
Blanchett.
isn't she?
No, she doesn't have the look on her face like she's angry, but she has a confused look on her face. And she,
Well, yeah, we're all confused.
she basically says to you, "Well, that's all well and good, and I must credit you for your open-mindedness in these matters, but
Okay.
regardless of whether or not the apple has fallen far from the tree or not, so to speak, if you're regardless of whether there is influence by the brood of Katoa, you and I both know the damage that the brood of Katoa has wrought on the realm. Nevertheless, was this brood of Katoa not aligned with the Zentarum?
They were, but I'm pretty sure they're going to get cut out pretty soon, and that's going to cause a pretty complicated fight within
what Pia has.
Yeah, what are you advocating for?
Yeah, and help me out, Baka. Help me out.
Yeah, you're doing lovely, buddy.
Am I really? I don't think so.
No, not really.
No, I'm not good at this part.
What Pia has failed to mention is the brood of Katoa are summoning their elder god, Katoa.
I was going to get to that.
To the realm. And so they've been causing
That's
trouble.
Terrifying.
Yes, and they're summoning them in spring, and
maybe
you've heard of.
We won't be ready by the spring. We've only just recently gotten our soldiers.
Well,
the spring. What did you?
We came.
You know about Dorai, right?
Of course, you rescued my niece.
Well,
and
that was the brood of Katoa who started those, created those monsters in Dorai.
Yeah, I mean, Cesra left.
Yes, but aren't the brood of Katoa and the Zentarum one and the same?
No.
The Zentarum
are
run
by the brood of Katoa.
Exactly. And we did end up talking with them a little bit, and we kind of were working on kind of telling them, like, look, this brood of Katoa is no good, and we all need to work together to take them out and we will take whatever actions necessary to do that.
Because there will be no summer war if the brood of Katoa is allowed to gain a foothold. After they summon their elder.
I have to make a statement here and now. I don't mean to cut you two gentlemen off, but were it not for the fact that you saved my life and my niece's life, and she points to the young girl who basically is petting a cat sitting in a chair next to her. If
She
not for the
precious.
fact that you saved both of our lives, I would have had you taken into custody right now as traitors to the Emerald Enclave.
But we're not
to the realm.
traitors. We got information and we're giving it to you.
Yes, but you could also be double agents and spies for the brood of Katoa.
You really think we're that competent?
You could be, but
You
the
expect
fact,
too much of us.
but the fact that you've already saved my life has basically given me pause to make any rash decisions. Again, I trust you. I trust you with my life. I trust you with my niece's life. What are you advocating? Are you saying that we should create an alliance with the former monarchy? Is that what you're advocating?
Us, you, and them.
Us,
And
you,
the
and them.
order
What
of
does
the-
that mean?
The order of the all the factions should
No.
align to fight this.
Except
greater
Hawkins,
evil.
I don't like them. Anyway, yeah, pretty much. Because I think it's going to take more than just us and you guys to take out the Brood of Katoa without the help from the Zentarum and
Oh, I see what you're
maybe
saying.
The other ones.
I see what you're saying. What you're saying is that you believe that this brood of Katoa is
It's-
the real threat and not the Zentarum.
Exactly.
Right. So, and that we should be, at least if we're gaining our forces together, it should be towards the protection of the realm against these warlocks and not
Yes.
necessarily against the Zentarum. Is that what
Yes.
you're saying?
I think,
But,
if
okay,
all
and-
factions, hang on a minute. If
Sure.
all factions can work together to take out the Brood of Katoa, I'm pretty sure whatever conflict, the Emerald Enclave or the Harpers or the Zentarum or whoever, whatever conflicts that any of them have with each other can be resolved, I think, a bit more peacefully with these fiends out of the way.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and it sounds like you're advocating peace in the realm. I think I've had a little bit more
We're
experience at
advocating
this
life in the realm, not peace.
life
Yeah.
in the realm.
Yeah.
So
Because this
let
fight's going to be
argument's
anything
sake.
but peaceful.
Argument's sake, let's think a few steps ahead, because as the leader of a faction, it's necessary for me to think a few steps ahead. Let's say we are able to iron out some sort of a armistice, and my troops below and the troops of the other factions of the realm decide that they're not going to march on Enosa and put down the monarchy once and for all. And instead, we're going to, I guess, wait for this Katoa to attack and go in that direction. Or perhaps you may have information about that, but that yet to be told. Let me stay focused before I go off on a tangent. So let's say we defend against this Katoa and we are victorious.
Okay.
So what happens then? What happens
Then
with
the
the
major
Zentarum then?
the major threat is gone. The Zentarum is probably just going to continue to run their city the way that they were.
May I be frank with you,
What's
Bia?
that?
That's
Our
idealistic.
Our intelligence agents have already told us that outside the gates of Enosa, there is a large military force arming and getting ready. And our spies have told us that the purpose is a preemptive strike on us.
Yes.
We already know that Prince Ryan is looking to basically steal his father's throne back. Am I supposed to just forget that that's even happening?
No, and we're not going to let that happen either. But I really don't think that's what they really want. I feel like the Brood of Katoa is just telling them to do these things, because then the Brood of Katoa is allies with the only leaders of the realm, and then they can just overthrow them, and then it's over. And then
Well,
we're
if you think that they're still influencing the Zentarum, then
We're
they're
trying-
both still the threat, are they
yes,
not?
but yes,
I
but
think
we're
that
we're
if-
still talking with them, and we did break some serious ground with telling them how the Brood of Katoa is definitely screwing them, and we definitely got through to some, but we need to get through to all.
I
And
think
I think
if
that's very doable.
we can find allies for the Zentarum, that they will no longer lean on the Brood of Katoa, and they will become their enemies. Like,
This is all very confusing. The only reason why I'm even entertaining this at all is the fact that I know that this Brood of Katoa is a legitimate threat. They captured me. They captured my niece. They destroyed a city. Were it not for that, I wouldn't take this seriously at all, because the threat of the Arlic Empire has always loomed large in the realm for hundreds of years. Arlic was a cruel and indecent ruler, a despot, a dictator. He had internment camps, forced labor camps, slaves, taking away civil rights from the people of the realm. And if his son is anything like the father,
He's not, though.
He's
His
not
son
at
is
all.
nothing like him.
didn't you say that he was young and impressionable?
He
Do you
is
really want to give?
impressionable.
Do you really want
Yes,
to give
but
that
he
kind
can
of
be,
power?
but he can be impressionable in a better way than being surrounded by a bunch of fiends and warlocks and demons all the time.
All due respect, Mr. Blue Tiefling, but you don't
Yeah, what are
really.
you talking about?
I'm
don't
a different
really-
type of warlock. I have a different,
You sort of.
I'm middle
It's like,
management.
I'm
Inside
a
check.
good
Fucking
warlock.
I'm
in
just
your
I'm just
pants.
middle management. I got my own prerogatives,
It's
and you know
difficult
what? These
for me
people
to-
are in. They're in my fucking way. Okay, like they are.
your way. That's interesting. What is your
But
way?
I am
Mr.
your
Bia?
ally.
Yeah.
For now.
No, seriously.
Interesting.
You are the only faction that we really care about as of lately, which is why it's the only reason why we're telling you. You think we're gonna go and tell the Harpers about this? Hell no.
I do not. I am not thoroughly convinced. I just.
Yeah,
I
you're doing
almost-
horrible.
I almost
I know.
feel.
I'm really bad at this.
Let me take over a little bit.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Look, listen to Baka. I
Lady,
feel like
Lady Piper. There is only a few ways this is gonna happen. You guys ignore the Brood of Katoa threat, focus on the Zentarum, everyone dies. You ally with the Zentarum, destroy the Katoa forces, and deal with the problems afterwards. As is. And there's a chance that many of you will still live. But if you guys do not fight this greater threat coming up, there is very little chance there will be a fall for any of you.
All right. So here's what I want. I would like a. How should I do this?
How should you do this?
I definitely want to do a persuasion check.
You just don't want to give it to me.
No. It's just the thing is that you spoke more, but that last
But you
piece
fucked
of
up.
that last piece of what Baka said was
Yeah, you fucked up
relatively
there, yeah.
convincing.
Was better.
Now, no, it was better, but in all honesty, what you actually brought to the table, Jacob, wasn't bad. I think when you watch this on replay, you're going to realize that you actually were a lot better than you think you were.
maybe
That was actually it was actually pretty good. But convincing her that her lifelong enemy is suddenly her friend on a conversation is just not easy.
So,
Can I add one thing?
Yes, absolutely.
Lady Piper, I know this is a lot to consider, especially in a moment, but what will it take for you? What kind of concessions will it take for you to ally with the
okay.
Brood of, for the Zentarum to, figurative speech, bend the knee?
Bend the knee. The thought of bending the knee to the Arlic dynasty is something I would never have considered. Hypothetically speaking, I would need assurances that the son is not the father. I don't know this Prince Ryan. My spies tell me that he is an apple that's not far from the tree, that he is impulsive, that he is impetuous, that he is stubborn. These are the things that my spies have told me
and we've
about Prince
spoken to
Ryan.
him, and he's
If-
he's a child.
And what have your spies told you about Lady Anastasia?
That she is a non-factor in the future of the realm, that she is basically subservient to her brother, that she will one day marry him, but that she does not make the decisions in the royal family. That's what we've been
And
told.
what if she did make the decisions? How would you feel then?
It's not a fact. You're speaking in hypotheticals that are not realistic.
Lady Piper, let me pose a question to you.
By all means.
If you were to
Lady Piper picked the pack.
if you were to agree to neutralizing the threat of Katoa, would you also be open after we secure the safety of the realm as a whole? Would you be open to a summit to then, try to come to an agreement between all of the factions, or at least some of the factions, if they are willing to also attend. Maybe, as Baka said, some concessions. Maybe not complete bending of the knee, but coming to an agreement with the Arlic dynasty, with Prince Ryan. Maybe you can come to some sort of agreement afterwards.
Okay, hold this thought. Unless
Once we're all
there's
safe.
was there something that Theoden wanted to say? Did I cut you off, Theoden?
That
Yeah.
was
Oh,
me.
okay. Oh, that was you.
Me.
Hold that thought. Hold that.
Not a
Unless there's
thought in
something
that
you'd like to
little dwarven
add.
head.
There is
this-
something I would like to
Nothing.
add.
Go ahead. Go for it. Go for
If
it, David.
you do end up like wanting to at least try to come up with some form of an agreement or whatever, just know we'll be around for it. We're not going to let them hurt you or anybody. If they end up doing that and going crazy, then we are here for you. We're not here for them.
All right. So you know how from Dungeon Master to
That was good.
players,
That was
you
good,
know
Jared.
how sometimes there's a mechanic where you do a group stealth check
Uh-huh.
in order to see whether or not people are noticed or not. I'm going to do a group persuasion check. I want everyone.
I hope Theoden does not take a part of this.
He is. No, he threw in a
Didn't he
couple
have
of.
negative
He threw in a couple of
persuasion?
funny comments. So I want each one of you to make a persuasion check and let me know what number you get. And if the total combined number is
Ooh,
above
that's
what
not
I
bad.
need, then you maybe she'll be
shit.
persuaded.
Theoden's
What-
gonna drag us down with his negative persuasion.
What did you get, Theoden? Make a persuasion check, please.
I
Negative
did.
one.
It's a 16.
16.
It's not
Mr. Sirach,
Wow.
what is your persuasion check?
22.
22. Mr. Pia, what is your persuasion?
23.
23. And Baka, last but not least, what is your persuasion?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so let me add this all up and we'll see 6,
Ow.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I said we definitely passed.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So I will show you on the grease board. Okay, so you see where that says, I don't know if you can see that. It says a total of 80 plus is what I was looking for. 80 plus in a group persuasion check to convince Lady Piper that she should be patient and reserve judgment and possibly align and wait until after the main threat of the Brood of Katoa is taken care of before she worries about who's going to run the realm. And combined, you rolled an 81. 16 plus 22 plus 23 plus 20 is 81. You succeeded as a group to
That was all me.
convince.
You're the only one that got less than 20.
Convince. So Lady Piper says to you, she says, only because I know you gentlemen. If anyone else had come in here and tried to convince me of this, I would definitely have sent them away. I think I must be crazy to even consider this, but it's hard to say no to you gentlemen. I am not promising of bending the knee. I'm not promising that I'm going to, recognize the monarchy. I'm not promising that we're even going to be friends with the Zentarum. But for now, I will call off the attack, at least the Emerald Enclave side of the attack, and I will reserve judgment and wait for your guidance in regards to an attack by the Brood of Katoa. Here and now, I am accepting the fact that the Brood of Katoa are a more dangerous threat to the realm than the Zentarum or Prince Ryan is. Hopefully, you gentlemen won't disappoint me. I hope that my instincts about you are correct.
Yeah, me too.
So, is there anything else that you want to add before you make your way out? She's definitely doesn't have time. She's got a long line of people that need to speak to her, and you guys cut the line. So,
Should we talk to Prince Ryan about our conversation?
I would hope that I would hope that
do
I would
that.
hope that you do.
All right, I want to
Tell Prince Ryan that we are open to the negotiations, and that for now, any intelligence that he's received about the Emerald Enclave attacking his city, it has been called back. Right now, we care about the actions of the Brood of Katoa and the Brood of Katoa only until that threat has been squashed. So hopefully, you can, I guess, broker a peace. Hope I'm not going to regret this.
And how do you feel about the other factions joining this peace?
Well, I mean,
anything-
I have not been in communication with Priscilla recently. I have been trying to reach her through missives and have been unable to reach her. I don't, to me, in the future, in the recent past, Priscilla has always been the most reasonable of her siblings to discuss dealings with.
Yeah, I don't like the other two.
Yeah, I won't go any further into that. I'll just say that I would rather deal with Priscilla than her brothers. Now, as far as the Lord's Alliance and the Order of the Gauntlet, I spoke to their representatives behind the scenes at the sanctuary meeting in Eladon, and they said that they would follow our lead since we're the closest to Enosa. From what I understand, I've been told by both General Hull and by Lady Krista that they are amassing their soldiers and they're ready for my word to strike Enosa. I guess I will send correspondence to them and tell them what you've told me and see how they reply.
We
Alright.
probably will be visiting them to try to convince them as well.
Gnome, I think that's a really good idea. Face to face will probably work better than letters. So I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Maybe you should go there and try to convince them how you convinced me. So,
Okay.
So the meeting comes to a close. As it turns out, player to DM, DM to player, I think that it's safe to say that for the time being, the Emerald Enclave is sort of in your back pocket at this point.
Hell yeah.
So they're not going to basically cause trouble in the wrong direction. They're waiting for your heads up in regards to the Bruta Katoa being a threat. So congratulations, you got that done. EE is in your corner. So
Alright,
it's almost like a resource that you accumulated in your direction, the Emerald Enclave, for the time being. So what's next?
Lady
Priscilla?
Priscilla. Yeah, the Harpers.
Oh boy, this
So-
is gonna be rough.
So you want to travel to
Duck
Hopewell, I'm assuming.
butter.
Well, before you hit Duck Butter, I need some specifics about exactly where you're looking to go. So the capital city of
In
Hopewell,
front of the
in front of the gate of Hopewell.
No, not in front of the gate.
No,
You
no,
wanna-
no, in front of the wherever she's at.
No, Jesus.
Well, you
Let's just
wouldn't
go-
necessarily know. It's been a while since you've seen her, and when the last time you left, you didn't exactly leave under great circumstances. You were being chased out of the city
Yeah.
after trying to poison her.
Guys, honestly,
He didn't
I
try
think
to
we should do
poison
it.
her.
Well, at the time, it looked like you were trying to poison her.
I think we should just do this kind of stealthily. Like we should, I guess maybe me and Pia go try to talk to her privately, maybe
Oh,
late at night,
gosh.
because they're gonna be on they're gonna
what do you
they'll be on
got
their guard
planned?
against us. They're not gonna let us see Lady Priscilla or Mario and Luigi, and not that I want to see Mario or Luigi.
Oh, I want to see him.
I want to see him too.
I mean, I want to see.
So
them
what
dead.
is the first step, gentlemen? What would you like to do?
It's up to
Alleyway.
Mr.
alleyway?
Yeah, Mr.
go-to.
Taxi over here.
So you want to
All
teleport
aboard!
all aboard Duck Butter. So you want to Duck Butter inside the city, but in an
Butter
alley,
inside
but
the
in
city.
Duck Butter inside the city in an alleyway. What are you saying? Like an alleyway? How far away from the main the main keep where the family
Oh, like
resides?
right there.
So you're gonna find like a dark alley, maybe 100 feet from the palace.
No, he wants to be right there.
Right there.
What does right there mean? Tell me,
No,
Theodore.
Matt.
Like right there.
Like-
no, what do you guys want? I'm kidding.
Well, let me ask you a question. I need to refresh my memory. Do you remember once there was a that you did? Well, no, that was Flitwick. You defended Flitwick, so that was Flitwick. I was thinking that maybe you don't know. I don't think you've ever been in
I
Hopewell.
mean, we had to have seen like
been in
pass
Hopewell.
by.
No.
an alleyway.
What I mean is that no, definitely. I'm trying to figure out what's the closest. I don't think you've been to her inner chambers yet. You were inside the
Yeah,
building. You were inside the building. You were downstairs in the inside building in the catering hall room, the
Why don't
party
we-
where shit went haywire.
Why don't we teleport to that guest room we stayed in? Maybe it'd be empty.
It's a big maybe.
That's a big.
It's up to you.
That's bold, man. I don't know.
I know it's bold.
You
It's-
can still do the dark alley
You know
thing. I'm
what?
just trying to
You know
figure out
what?
how close to the building.
Like
It's up to you, Thaden.
4 blocks down.
4 blocks down. Done. Duck butter. Boom, boom,
Duck
boom, boom, boom.
butter.
Space and time compresses, gets dark. You feel your inside digestive system momentarily on the outside of your body, and then back inside. A very queasy sensation, and you fall out onto a dark alleyway a few blocks away from the palace building, inside the familiar walls of a relatively large capital city known as Hopewell. A diverse city, what you thought was a wealthy city until you went to Enosa, and Enosa really basically changed the whole standard of what wealthy is. But, you know, relatively wealthy city for a medieval city. You notice there is a heavy increased military presence in the streets. Civilians have this kind of weird, kind of traumatized look on their faces, rushing here and there. There's a certain electricity in the air that you feel. Like it's not a real electricity. It's kind of electricity you feel right before combat begins. There's an anxiety, like a kind of floating anxiety that you feel in the city, inside the city walls. But at the moment, let's roll a perception check for guards. A 4 and an 11. The guards do not notice you. You are safe and sound. You did not materialize inside of a wall or a cart. You are in the dark alley. What would you guys like to do?
Poke my head around the corner.
Make a perception check, please.
I'm
Perception.
gonna make myself look like Nog.
The turtle wizard Nog.
18.
18 for a perception check on Thaden. Well, as you're looking and you are perceiving, Sirach, are you doing anything to disguise yourself? I don't think you can, right?
No, because
That's not exactly-
urban disguises are not my
No.
business
What about
right now.
what about Baka? Baka, what are you doing?
Disguise self.
As what?
You know what? I'm gonna put my hair up in a bun.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Hey,
look
listen.
like a
Ooh, very hot.
I'm gonna look
Jon Snow bun.
overalls, red blue overalls, red shirt, red cap with the M and a mustache.
Makes sense. Makes total
Yeah.
sense. Are you a human or a dwarf?
Oh, I haven't gotten my mushroom yet, so I'm kind of a dwarf.
Dwarf. Got you. No problem. So, you know, you look strangely at home in this city. Very familiar. You kind of look like Mario, but the red outfit's a bit much. So anyway,
Warrior.
Thaden, you look around the corner.
I should've
The
gone for
street is
Wario.
filled with soldiers. What would you like to do?
Step back into the alley.
You step back into the alley, none the wiser. You tell
right.
your friends, I'm assuming they look around the corner. The streets have definitely an increased military presence.
Shit.
Um,
Got a disguise over here.
listen, guys, I don't think we're all gonna be able to sneak in the palace to talk to Priscilla.
I'll go with you.
But, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So 2
All right.
dwarves.
They
Who else is coming?
Why I need a disguise?
Your the pimples are your disguise. On your
They're
face.
warts. They're warts, my
Oh,
friend.
I'm sorry.
You can shave your beard.
What?
Yeah, I'll shave it for you. I get my knife. Ready.
I'm not going.
Okay then.
I can use Ray of Frost to freeze your warts off.
I've grown to
Excessive.
like them.
That's disgusting.
Would you like to touch one?
Rock, do you want to come?
Sure.
Someone's got to stay and babysit Thaden. All right, so Sirach and I will go.
Okay.
Okay, so we have basically the dwarf dressed in red and blue, and the man bun Sirach makes a turn around the corner. You're heading in the direction of the palace, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay. You are immediately stopped in your tracks once you come out from the alley. Halt! Where are you headed? The streets have been ordered to be clear. Martial law has been instated. Why are you not in your homes?
I thought martial law was only during the day, during the night, sir.
No, that's a curfew. The curfew is in effect as well, but you need to be in your homes unless you are.
Oh,
Do you have your papers?
I checked my pockets frantically. Shit, I've left them at my house
Where do you live?
on Elmwood Street.
I don't. That's not a familiar street to me. Make a deception check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's my dice? I don't know where I put my nice dice.
Sirach, do you say anything to
Help a brother
enhance
out,
his
Sirach.
deception?
Oh boy.
If not,
Daddy.
Daddy.
No. Oh God, no! Don't start that. Be like, oh, you misheard him. He said Elm Street. On the corner of Elm and Wood.
make a deception check, Baka, at advantage. Baka at advantage, please. Deception.
Advantage worked. I got a natural 20. I rolled a 5 and then that 20.
I'm sorry, that was
I,
all
almost- I almost spit out my drink.
So 20 plus what? Just out of curiosity.
It's 27.
You have a 27. Good, because you needed a 25 regardless of the natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
So he goes, well, get back then that way. Which direction are you headed?
I'm gonna cut through the alleyway to get there.
Fine. Go
Okay.
quickly. Get off the
Cheers,
street.
cheers, mate.
Get off the cheers. Get off the street.
All right, I go
So-
back in the alleyway and say, "Fuck." All right, we gotta
Okay.
go invis. So it's gotta be me and Pia then.
All right.
Sorry,
Nope, that's fine.
I didn't realize they were.
All right. So if you're going to go invis is a PR ability.
His is a natural thing.
I have a.
Yours is a natural ability.
mine's
His
a
is a
spell.
spell slot. So don't lose
Yeah.
track of your spell slots. All right. So
I'm gonna grab his hand, cast invisibility, ask him to cast levitate, and I'm gonna fly with my boots, dragging him along with me.
I just want to make sure, PR, you can be invisible and levitate at the same time, correct?
Yeah, they're both Eldritch invocations. So
And you there's no rule against doing two at the same time,
well,
right?
it just says without expending a spell slot, I can
Gotcha.
do them at will.
Okay.
So,
So until
however
somebody
you feel about that.
until somebody on the internet yells at me and says, "Why are you letting them do two at once?" You're going to do two.
Too
at
late.
once.
It's canon.
It's canon in this realm of existence.
Okay.
So yeah, so you're pulling him floating through the air. So you're using the boots of flying.
Can
so
I
now
be
where-
invisible Nog, or is that too much?
Wait, so what's happening?
Oh, that's a good question. Well,
Yeah,
I will let
'cause
you know.
They're
when-
both concentrations, aren't they?
That's a good question. You can definitely be invisible and you can definitely be levitating, but can you do all three? Probably not. I would say I would rule that you lose Nog because you're doing two things at once.
That's fine.
That would be three things all at once. That's ridiculous. So when you come out of invisibility, you'd have to do something in order to create Nog again. So there would be a fraction of a second where you'd
Sleight
be
of handy.
well, maybe we'll do a sleight of hand, and if you fail the sleight of hand check, then they see that you're blue for a few seconds.
Okay.
So
fair
okay.
enough.
So anyway, right now, Theoden, somebody explain what's happening to Theoden, please.
I was peeing.
That's fine. Who's going to explain to him?
I was peeing.
I was.
Baka, is
Baka
your
and-
microphone on?
Yeah.
Baka
what
and
am I-
Pia
I just want
are
to make sure.
Going
supposed to-
invisible.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm not there. I can't explain anything.
Oh, I'm talking about player to
Oh.
And
player.
player to player.
Player
you
to player.
idiot.
Pay
So-
attention, you silly goose.
I was
So,
taking a piss.
So yeah, so basically they went out
Use
from
the force.
hiding. A guard found them, told them, scared them back into the alleyway. So they're like, basically, let's go invisible instead. So
There's a martial law and curfew in effect.
okay.
Wait. Can they make me invisible?
I don't know.
We can't carry you anyways because we're flying through the air.
Yeah, because I'm using levitate, which makes me basically weightless,
Yeah.
which is why he
And,
can drag me around.
Oh, so it's Pia and Baka.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, it's like we're kind of the stealthiest in that sense.
So me and Sirach are chilling in the alley.
Yep.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah, we'll be quick.
I just needed clarification.
Yes. So but it's not just that. It's also the two cats, the dog,
Well, yeah, the whole-
Harry, Sirach, and Theoden.
Oh,
The weasel
So
with
it's basically six individuals in the alleyway, and two are heading invisible, flying through the air towards the palace. So let's Pia and Baka head towards the palace.
I am actually carrying Toro with me and the weasel.
Okay, but I consider those cosmetic pets. So
Okay.
you have them. That's fine.
All right. I'm gonna look for the palace and maybe an open window.
Easy. Make a perception. No, investigation check, please. Investigation.
30-20.
You
I'm sorry,
easily
I
find
lied.
a
It's 18.
18. With an 18, you
Yes.
easily find a
Plus
entrance,
6.
a window. The window is locked.
I'll pick lock it.
Okay, you guys are invisible but standing on the terrace. None the wiser. No one knows you're there. You pick the lock. Make a lock picking roll, please, Mr. Rowe.
My base is
Guidance.
34. Does that beat it?
Make a roll anyway. You could roll a natural 1.
True.
Guidance. Can I do that?
You can,
Okay.
I'll take
but
it.
it's still. I'm basically what I'm looking for is the natural 1 with the guidance or not.
Oh, right. Good point.
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter. It's just
Yeah.
Does 38 work?
No.
It's totally fine. Did you roll? You didn't roll a natural 1. That's all.
Those-
So if
those
you
are
don't,
12.
basically what I would have ruled is that if you had rolled a natural 1, that you'd have been absolutely convinced you could open that lock, but the lock pick itself broke in the lock.
Gotcha.
That's the only way that it would happen. Otherwise, you open it with ease. Do you enter?
I observe. Is there anyone in there?
You observe. Make a perception check, staring through the lattice. Lattice is probably not the right word.
17.
17. It seems like the room is empty.
Go in.
You enter. As you enter, at the same time that you are entering,
Oh
the
my
6
God.
of you are in the alleyway. The
Okay.
soldiers, a platoon of soldiers turned the corner and are now staring right at the group of you.
Oh,
The 2
platoon.
cats, the dog, and Sirach, Theoden, and Harry. What does Sirach, Theoden, and Harry do? Harry's looking at you guys with this wide-eyed look on his face. What would you guys like to do?
Pretend like I'm looking for something.
Okay.
Halt! Where are you, gentlemen?
Oh,
Why
What?
are you outside your
Yeah.
homes?
I was over here. I must
Hey,
have
you
brought
ugly
my coin
bastard.
sack.
Ugly bastard, come over here.
Ugly bastard.
Yes,
Who
you.
talking to?
Yes, you wart
You don't look
face.
so good yourself.
You better be careful what you say to me, dwarf.
Yeah,
Come
you're
over here and
threat-
come over here and tell me your name, dwarf.
Don't worry
Yes.
about my name. What's your name?
By the way, this is this particular soldier has some sort of like epaulet on him that designates some kind of supervisor thing. He's human, he's fat. He's human, he's fat.
Fuck.
He's got just as many warts on his face as you do.
Wow.
Okay, he's a
Damn fucking
human.
right he
He's bald and he's the human version of you, right? Maybe only 6 inches taller. And he says, "Don't worry about my name. I'm the supervisor here.
Well,
you're
what do
not
you
supposed to-
need? What do you
you're-
need? I'm just looking for my coin sack.
You'll be looking for more than your coin sack if you don't get in your house soon. Where do you live?
I live around the corner. I'll be there in a minute. Just give me a few minutes to find this thing.
Make a deception check. Deception.
Pretty good, Matt.
Aiden.
Deception.
Deception.
I'm really good at lying. 17.
17 with a 17. He goes, find your damn sack. Help him find his sack. You fat bastard. Go over there, help him find his sack. And another soldier who's shorter but fatter than he is comes stumbling, waddling forward and tries looking around. They're literally looking for your coin sack for you.
Oh my god.
Can I
And-
slide a hand some like a coin sack down?
Sure you
onto the
can.
ground?
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Attaboy.
Yeah, this is good. 19.
Well,
Nice.
I rolled a 10, a 6, and a 16. So you basically sleight of handed a coin sack onto the ground. None the wiser, they don't notice. And the fat one finds it.
Right.
Is this your coin sack?
Oh, you have it, my friend.
Here
Thank
you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so you-
God bless you.
and-
Alloon praise. Alloon be praised.
Yeah. The big heavy supervisor goes, yeah, you can't stay here though. Go to your house.
All
Get
right,
out of the alleyway.
Wait.
We're going.
Do we
We're
have
gonna
a
just walk
house
down
in the
street
city?
a little.
Yeah.
No.
Go.
Out of sight.
here.
No.
So which
Okay, we're just
direction?
gonna
are-
keep going.
No, I think
which
we do.
direction? I don't think you have a house
No.
in Hopewell.
about-
Not in Hopewell.
No, we
Not
got the
Hopewell.
lease for that one house with off that
Oh, we have a deed.
the
Do
deed.
a
Yeah,
deed, yeah.
No. I think you have a deed in Eladon.
it's Eladon.
Uh,
You're talking about are you talking about the deed that has to do with Sylvia Cobblepot?
no,
Cobblestone.
No,
it didn't.
Now,
I
wait,
tried,
I have
Chewbacca,
a
I
like-
tried to
question. I
forge
have a
something a
question.
long time ago.
Didn't he pickpocket something off of a guy?
Yeah, I got a deed and or something, and I tried to forge my signature or something on it.
And where did you put it?
Failed
Where did you put that deed?
in my sack of holding.
Zippered pouch of holding? All right, well,
Probably.
here's the deal. The deal is you're not there. If you were there, I would allow you an investigation check to see if you could find that deed in the pouch. But you're not there,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
it's irrelevant. The bottom line is that Theoden and Sirach are walking off in the opposite direction with the
Wait,
pets.
wait, I have
And
a
get your
question.
pets off the
I-
street. Don't let them. It's a tick.
Yeah.
It's a summons if you let the pet shit in the street.
No, wait, don't worry. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Yeah. And,
I have a question.
you basically Chester's growling at him. Get
Oh,
your dog.
God,
Why
Chester,
isn't that
get
dog
over
on
it.
a leash?
I got him. Grab
What's the question, Thane?
Is there a tavern around that we know about that we could just fucking dip?
Make an investigation check, please. Investigation. Sirach, you can help him with this investigation check. Give one roll each to find a tavern.
I only got a 13.
I'm not helping you.
No, low.
I got a 4.
All right. Well, listen, here's the deal. 13's not terribly high, but you do have memories of the city, and maybe it takes you an extra half hour or so, but eventually you do find a tavern. You make your way up to the steps. You knock on the door. You look inside the glass, the dirty glass hole. It's only about this wide in the front wooden door. You kind of like wipe out a little bit of the dirt, and you notice that there are individuals inside. Do you enter?
Yes.
Okay, so as you enter, we cut back. We cut back to Baca and Pia. So they are entering the first tavern that they saw, somewhere in the city.
And send them a message spell that we're in there.
Well, you don't have
message.
You don't have a message.
Well, what, the earrings.
Wait,
the earrings.
Have messages?
Outstanding. So you do the earrings.
I don't know, probably,
so tell them what you say through the earrings.
What's the tavern called? Do we look at the name when we
You look up, and there was a sign that was there, but it's been worn away through years of use.
And we can't see it.
And you can't seem to read the writing on the sign.
Let us know when you're out. We're in the tavern. Hopefully safe and sound.
Matt does have sending, believe it or not.
He does. Well, listen, he didn't think of it, so he's using the earring. So
You've had it this whole time. You're a failure.
I knew I had it. I have every spell. I have access to every spell.
No, every cleric
But if you
spell.
don't think
But
to
you don't,
use them,
you've used like 5 out of your 80 spells.
Yeah, but I don't want to read them all.
Yeah, but I just forgot about my other 75 spells.
all right, so let's cut back to the invisible Baca and Pia. You weave your way in order to secretly. I need a stealth check at advantage because you're both invisible. First, a stealth check as you make your way through the halls of the palace.
We're looking for Priscilla.
Yes. So what did you get, Pia?
15 plus. What is my stealth?
Can I get guidance?
No, you cannot. I'm sorry.
23.
So you rolled a 23, which means you didn't, while you're invisible, you didn't bump into anyone. You didn't leave any footprints. You didn't open a door when someone was looking and they saw the door mysteriously open by itself. So you are hidden. Abaka, what did you get?
I could have done better, but I got 38.
A 38? Well, listen, with a 38, you not are practically invisible. You are invisible. I think you're so invisible, you faded out of this universe into another one. Your character is now dead. Make up a new character. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so you faded into another plane of existence. You're gone now forever.
For
Anyway,
2 sessions.
two session penalty. All right, now I need the both of you to roll an investigation check, one each, not an advantage, just one roll for investigation. I guess it's
20.
advantage because you're rolling each. So you have a dirty 20. Pia?
23. Or
20.
another one.
No, I would like you to roll this time an investigation check.
Oh, right. Sorry. That's 8.
8. All right. With a dirty 20, I will say that it takes you about an hour until you find what you believe to be Priscilla Harper's bedchamber, guarded by 2 soldiers standing on each side of the door outside. You do not know if Priscilla Harper is inside the room, but you know basically from your deductive reasoning that that is her room. 2 soldiers guard the door. What do you do? You're both invisible. You basically stand right in front of them if you want.
Ooh.
I'm gonna slyly take out a coin from the pouch.
Okay. You're invisible. You can do that.
Chuck it down the hallway and make hopefully
Not one of my coins.
around the corner, down the hallway, around the corner.
All right.
That's gonna be
Okay.
dated this coin for sure, though.
All right. Let me make a perception. 9, 15. If 15 is a successful perception, let's make a wisdom check. If he fails his wisdom check, he will go and look around the coin. It's obviously a ploy to get him away from the door, but if he fails his wisdom check, he is stupid enough. He rolled a 19. He succeeded on his wisdom check. He heard the noise. He looked, but he realizes that someone is trying to take me away from my post. Fuck that. I'm not leaving.
All right. Is there a room Where's the next door closest to her room?
20 feet on the same side of the wall.
Is it guarded as well?
No.
Let's go into that. I'm gonna go to that room.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume it's fucking locked. I'm just gonna make the assumption, so I'm gonna pick lock it.
Pick lock it. Go for it.
I'm using mage hand. No, I can't. Wait, yeah, I can't.
Well, you
actually
can.
use-
Well, just be careful. If you cast mage hand, maybe something will happen. Like, will you disappear? Will you suddenly appear?
No, it's not
Okay.
concentration.
All right. Fine. Perfect.
Fine.
Fine.
You got
Fuck
34.
you guys.
What'd you get?
34.
Did you roll a natural one?
It was an 8.
You rolled an 8, not a problem. So the lock very easily, tumbler, boop, boop, boop. You
I will
pop
tell
it
you if I
open.
get a natural one, Chris.
With your eyes closed, you could basically open this lock. Now the door is unlocked. What do you do?
I say, "Psst, psst, come on, Pia," and pull him into the door very quietly.
Okay, so I'm going to make a perception check for both of them. Success. It's cocked.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Success. Okay, so I'm going to make again another wisdom. Since I get 2 wisdom, I have to fail my wisdom checks. Fail. Okay, so
God.
check this out. Here's what happened. They noticed the door open, but from their perspective, because they failed their wisdom saving throw, they believe that someone on the inside of that door opened the door, just changed their mind and pulled it shut again.
Okay.
They didn't realize that there was no one who opened the door and closed it. So they just assumed someone in the room thought about leaving and then pulled the door shut again. So they're none the wiser. They don't leave their posts. You're in the adjacent room. There are 2 people having sex in that room right now,
Sweet.
making lots of noise. They're both extremely overweight. It's not fun to look at.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yeah.
How much sweat's on the bed?
A lot of sweat. There's like a puddle of sweat. There's
I'm
like
gonna-
pillows on the floor, clothing everywhere.
Pimples on
I'm gonna
the
throw a
ass.
coin at
Well,
one of
they're-
them.
You throw a coin at one of them. Make a hit roll. Make
Throw
a
it
dexterity.
between
make-
his butt cheeks.
Make a dexterity check. Dexterity check, please.
Oh God. Check.
I don't know why you're doing this.
19. I don't know either.
Okay.
19. You fit that coin right between the 2 cheeks as the cheek is going up and down, and he goes to see. He doesn't know what it is, and he swats it out of the way. And he noticed the coin. He goes, "That's strange." And you notice that they are 2 dwarves, 1 male, 1 female. Both of them have beards.
Okay, they both have beards. Okay.
Cool.
That was gonna be my next question, actually.
Yeah. Never mind, dear. Don't even pay attention. I won't pay attention.
Okay. Since they're very distracted, say, yeah. Open a dimension door. To
Where's
this
my
room.
inhaler?
Pia, open a dimension door.
Honey, I need to move my leg.
That can be
Charlie horse, Charlie horse.
I don't know.
So what would you guys like to do?
Or you want to Misty step over there?
Can you Misty step through?
I
Well,
can. Yeah.
If we can, then yeah, let's do that.
You can both Misty Step?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that burn spell slots?
It does.
Burns
for me.
1 for me.
Okay, so how many do you have left, Piotr, just in case shit hits the fan?
2.
So you have 2 left. How many spells do you have left, Parker? Let's keep track of this because I don't want to
I have 1.
cheat the game.
Uh,
Okay,
it's 1 second level.
okay, cool. So you use Misty Step. Well, of course, you're captivated for about 5 full seconds at the monstrosity happening in front of you, but eventually you shake it off.
Can't
And
unsee this.
you can't unsee what you've seen.
I don't
now
want to
you-
unsee it.
Yeah, you make your way through the wall into the private chamber of
I'll get
Priscilla
you
Harper.
later. Yeah, don't worry.
Priscilla, it is a lavish room. It's perhaps imagine a luxury penthouse suite type situation. Again, 4-post bed, satin sheets. There is a desk along the wall, bookcases, fireplace roaring. She's sitting at a desk working on papers. It is Priscilla Harper. She is unaware of your presence because both of you are invisible. What would you like to do?
All right.
Oh, we didn't really think this one through, did we?
No.
Hold that thought. Think about what you want to say to her. Let's cut back to Theoden, Sirach, Harry, and the other group as they enter the bar. So you guys with me, Theoden and Sirach? All
Yep.
right. So
All ears, baby.
there's an old man behind the bar, and this looks like the shadiest dwelling you've ever seen. We're talking about like syrup stains and pee stains on the bar. It's got a smell of urine. There are
Nice.
people there. Everybody when you walk in, there's like maybe 3 or 4 different tables of like 2 groups of 2 and 3, all with hooded cloaks so that you can't see their
Wow.
faces in hushed
kind of place.
whispers. And then they look over at you and it's an uneasy silence. And then they look away and don't pay any attention to you. There are open tables. There's open spots at the bar. What would you guys like to do?
Sit at the bar.
Table. Oh,
Sit at the table.
Bar table.
our
Sit
table.
at a table. Sit at
A table. The table closest to the
Yeah,
bar.
exactly.
A table
Sit
with
at
bar
table
seats.
near the bar.
Harry looks really confused as you guys
Are
go
there
in
high,
opposite
is there a
directions.
high top? Is there a high top?
Yeah.
There is a
high
high top. There's a high top table. Yes.
God.
We'll do that.
Okay,
We'll do
we'll
that.
take the high
So
top.
Okay,
Rock
so
wants
you-
to swing his feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Sirach and Theoden and Harry sit at the 4-chaired high top table while the pets do a lap around the table. Basically, all the dog and the cats are weaving around you guys, putting on a little bit of a show. The bartender behind the bar says, "Don't let your pets use the if the pets need to use the bathroom, they have to step outside. Just take them on the bath. There's a trough for horses." In the
Yeah.
side of the building. Make sure they don't shit in here.
No, I got
they'll be
you, I
fine.
got you.
They'll be
Okay,
fine.
all right. You want ale?
Yeah, two
Yes.
All right.
pints of ale.
Good, I'll get it for you. I'll give you in a minute there. And he proceeds to completely forget your order and never get you the ale if you don't remind him. So what would you guys like to do?
I hate that.
Yeah, listen, he's obviously got occupied with other things on his mind. Dead service.
Honestly, just lay low in here.
Yeah, I mean we seem to be good in here.
All right, so if there's nothing that you would
We're
like,
pretty
that's
safe.
fine.
Well,
That's cool.
Okay, well,
No one gave us trouble when we walked in.
No one gave you trouble. They stared at you, but they gave you no trouble.
let me
You don't
see if
have-
I can still converse with Pia and Baka through the
Through the ear.
earring.
When you what do you say to Pia and Baka?
How's it going over there?
You get no response, making you assume that they must be more than 1,000 feet away, or they're basically
All right,
deciding
so I'll do
not
that
to.
through a message spell.
Yeah,
Or we're dead.
or you're dead.
Yeah,
Time
possibly.
might be. Listen, the
Wait,
time might be.
I'll say you guys dead
Matt's doing a sending spell.
Matt, are you guys dead yet? Who are you sending to? Which one? Pia or Baka?
yet? You know what? Let me send it to Baka.
Why do you make it sound like it's such a surprise?
Because it is.
Shocked at
How do you respond, Baka? 25 words. or
Shock
less.
the viewers.
Where am I at this point? Whenever
Right now, you are hesitant to speak out loud because you're staring at Priscilla Harper, who's writing at papers. You're both invisible and standing within 15 feet of her on the other side of the
just
4-post bed.
Speak in my head.
Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? I'm not sure how that works, but I'll let you do it. Go for it. What do you say in your head?
Looking at Priscilla, invisible, trying to figure out how to approach this. We'll keep you updated. Might need a hasty escape.
Okay, that's all you can get out in the 25 words, unless you're willing to cast another spell to respond, Theoden. Otherwise, that's it. It's up to you.
All right, keep us posted.
So you casted a second spell in order to say that message. Okay, that's
Where,
cool.
where are you, anyways?
I told them where we were.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did.
Okay. Never mind. I don't.
All right. So anyway,
Rah.
what would Pia and Baka like to do? You're still invisible. You have found Priscilla Harper alone. Her siblings, her brother Luigi and Mario, are not around. You have an opportunity to speak to her, but the question is, what would you like to say?
All right. Is there a chair nearby, like really close to her?
Yes, there is.
I'm gonna sit in that chair, undo my invisibility, and say,
Hold on a second.
I gotta be. There's no way.
When you sit in the chair, she immediately looks at the chair. You're not sure what she sees, but she immediately she stiffens up, and at that moment you do you make yourself visible.
Yep.
Okay. It makes you realize that something about sitting in the chair caused her alarm. But when she sees that it's you, she pulls a dagger out from under the counter and points it at you. and
I'm
goes,
like, whoa, chill.
how dare you? Now, just as a reminder of what Priscilla Harper looks like, Priscilla Harper looks like Sandra Bullock, the actress Sandra Bullock. Okay. And she points the dagger at you and goes, you tried to kill me the last time I saw you. You tried
That
to
was an
poison me.
accident. That was for Mario, not for you. And
Oh, so you tried to kill my brother.
I
Great.
told you about that. We discussed that.
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
not the
I'm gonna
point.
come out in invisibility too and be like, we did tell you about it.
Oh, what do you want and why are you here?
This is
You-
extremely important, but we know that your brothers don't like us, so we need to talk to you about something.
I should turn you over to them right now
But
because the
before you
bottom line is
do,
you
you're
almost
gonna want to hear this.
you almost, whether you intended to or not, I'll never know, but you almost killed me. If not for the antidote being Luigi having the antidote, I'd be dead right now.
How
Thanks to the
convenient
two
he
of
had
you.
the antidote for the poison he gave me.
Well, that's neither here nor there. The point is I
Neither
almost
here
died.
or there. He tried to kill both of you. He wants both of you dead so he can run the Harpers by himself. But that's not why we're here. And
Oh,
before you
fine.
start freaking out, you're gonna want to hear this.
She puts the knife down.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going through it.
Yeah, you.
I don't like the Harpers. I don't like them.
Especially Helen.
They
Yeah.
took my Helen from me.
So
Yeah,
why
it's
are you here? Get
Right
spit it out.
away.
So there is a enemy called the Brood of Kotoa. I'm not sure how much you're aware of, but they are summoning their elder god Kotoa to this realm in the spring, and they're doing it in Frinpool. So we are trying to rally all of the factions, including the Zentarum, together to fight this common enemy. Because if we don't defeat Kotoa and his army, there will be no summer for any of us. No life. That's
How does any
No
okay?
summer vacation.
I don't see how any of this. You led with the wrong thing. How does you being here benefit me somehow? You being here has to benefit me somehow.
All right.
Well,
And then we'll
all right,
talk.
look,
your brothers won't listen to us.
No,
about
but
this.
we were talking to Lady Piper. Okay. I'm sure you're.
She was willing to talk to you.
Absolutely, she was.
She likes us.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now look, and we were told that other factions were pretty much waiting on her mark to attack Enosa.
Oh, she thinks that she's got illusions of grandeur.
No.
Please.
That's not where we're going with this. But listen,
Fine. Go.
Okay.
Continue.
so the Zentarum, we have inside intelligence on this. We've been there, we've seen it, we've witnessed it time and time again.
What have you seen?
The Brood of Kotoa, the ones that have attacked your cities, by the way, the Orcish Revenge, who almost burned down Flitwick, they took out Dorai.
And I happen to know, Blue Man, that
Blue
the
Man.
Zentarum, okay, it were the ones that sent Orcish Revenge. That Orcish
No.
Revenge wouldn't have attacked us if not for the Zentarum.
That's wrong.
So, that
That's-
is absolutely. That's
no,
what my
it's not.
Oh, sure.
Your
Yeah, okay.
intelligence is wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Your intelligence is wrong because the Zentarum is actually not running it. They have corrupted the Zentarum. The Brood of Kotoa has taken over Zentarum. to a point
Corrupted the
where-
Zentarum. 6 in one hand, half in a dozen. What do I care? Still from the same direction.
I'm just saying. We're going to need a lot more than just one faction to take this out, which is why we're here. Lady Piper is ready and willing, and we need you too.
How do I know I can trust you?
Unfortunately-
How do I know I can trust you? You've told me that you want to kill my brothers, and you tried to poison me the last time I saw you.
When did I say I was going to kill your brothers?
I did.
Well, he did.
Well, don't listen to him. He's psychotic. He tried to kill you.
He's just
No, I'm
at
just-
home.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that is make a persuasion check, Pia. Persuasion.
What the fuck?
Persuasion, Pia.
You
Okay.
actually persuaded not to listen to me.
That's 22.
What
You're
the
right.
fuck?
I won't listen to him. You
Hey.
talk to me, Blue Man.
All right, look.
I thought we had something special.
If
Priscilla.
I know you probably
Ah.
have issues with trusting us, okay? And I totally I get it.
Well,
But
I don't take it personally. I don't trust anyone. Anyone can
Fine.
turn against you at any time.
yeah, we've witnessed that anyway.
How
But
about this?
we
Send
have a
message to
faction-
Lady-
Shush.
well, he can
Thank you.
he can say stuff. I'll tell you if it's wrong.
All right, fine.
Um,
Go ahead, Gnome. Talk.
I'm scared too.
No reason to be scared. Continue.
You can send a message to Lady Piper. Don't hurt me.
We
And
we
she will confirm
just
everything.
got back from talking to her. We've talked to her. We've talked to Prince Ryan, and now we're here talking to you.
We're trying to ally all of the factions together to fight this common enemy, and eventually, and we're hoping to have a summit afterwards for her to create a peace. So there's no war. After
And
the
how
war.
I've just said before how they're corrupting the Zentarum. Another thing we found out is that they're doing the same thing to Order of the Gauntlet. If you don't believe me, go to Friendpool yourself.
Oh, I'm beginning
Telling
to
you.
grow bored of this conversation. So yes, we're going to join together. We're going to fight the enemy. We're going to save the realm. Blah blah blah. How does it benefit Priscilla? How do I end up?
I will kill
where I need to
Mario and
be?
Luigi, and you will be the sole ruler of the Harpers. You join.
Now we finally get to the crux of it.
Oh, is that really what's going on
Finally,
now? Okay.
finally, we
I'll
talk
do
about what
Luigi
really
for
is on-
free, but Mario only if you join
Ah.
us.
Well, listen, if you get that done,
Oh.
oh my God, it's unbelievable what it takes for people to really understand what's going on here.
It's like pulling teeth.
Like pulling teeth, indeed. I don't know where that phrase came from, but it just floated into my head.
Consider it done.
So listen, you're not going to get anywhere near Luigi or Mario until the spring because they're basically in hiding right now. They know that they've already been assassination attempts on their lives, and they're scared witless, and they're basically hiding until the major combat takes place in the spring.
All right, I'll tell you what. If you join us on our side with the Emerald Enclave against the Vrudikatoa on the battlefield, I will personally seek them out and take them out myself. You have my word. They'll never know.
Well, hold on a second. Let's iron out the details. How am I supposed to know where to send my troops and when?
You got to talk to Lady Piper about that because we're going to start there.
We're going to determine a staging area outside of Friendpool.
Okay.
Sometime in the early spring, I will send you a sending spell.
All right.
In a few weeks regarding the location and time.
Make a persuasion check, one roll each for each of you. I'm going to do a group roll. You need to beat a certain number.
And I have a question.
Yes, persuasion for each one of you, please. Make that roll.
Does your brothers have anti-scrying?
Oh, they've got all
items?
kinds of. They have all kinds of magical incantations on them to protect themselves from that. If you're expecting to scry on them, good luck. They wear anti-magic necklaces. So Pia, what did you get for your persuasion check?
29.
29. What did you get for your persuasion check, Baka?
Thank God, I got 18.
18. 29 and 18 is 47. You needed 40 or higher to convince her not to go along with your plan because she was already loving the idea of becoming the sole ruler of the faction of the family because she doesn't like her brothers. She's just as shady as her other brothers, but just maybe a little bit more politically minded. You need a 40 or higher to convince her to follow the lead of the Emerald Enclave. So she will not make a move until Lady Piper tells her to, and until she hears about where your staging area is.
All right, we still got to determine.
So she goes, she leans in, she says very quietly, she says, could you guys try not to poison me this time and maybe do it the right way?
Make no mistake,
poison somebody.
Don't dagger worry. For your brother next time.
Fine. Just make sure it doesn't in some way come back to me. Because if it comes back to me, I will basically point the finger back in your direction. And I'm very convincing. By the time I'm done, they'll think that the natural ones plan to take the realm all for themselves. And that he was just starting with my brothers. So be careful if you decide to betray me. I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
I want people to know that I killed them.
Well, I will make sure that my brothers and I are on the battlefield where we are supposed to be, out in the open, in the front lines. Let's just say that. I will challenge their bravado, and trust me, they'll be out there trying to prove that they're the leaders, the macho leaders that they are. They think that I'm sick and tired of both of those two, and it's time for a woman in this family to control things.
Sounds good.
I like it.
Well, fair enough. Now, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot of work to do. If you could magic your way out of the room in the same way that you came in. Don't alert the guard. Don't alert the guards outside.
Are we still not allowed in here, like in Friendpool at all? Do they still?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
Actually, just to let you know, I'm shocked. You got it. The whole city is under lockdown. We're preparing for war.
Yeah, that's how good we are. So.
Well, you are good because there's been an official lockdown. People aren't allowed to leave their homes under threat of jailing. So I'm surprised you even got in here, but you are the natural ones after all. So,
All right, well, Pia, dimension door, please.
Will that get far enough to get out of the city?
Close enough. No, we need to meet up with the.
Get out of the
Thaden.
city. The fuck?
We need to
Come
find,
to the
we need to
bar,
find
you
Thaden.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right, can we know what bar they're at?
No,
Know the name.
No.
Just
right?
walk down the street.
We
you actually
can't.
don't. You actually don't know the name. No.
Sending spell. Where is the bar adjacent to the alleyway? And I'm talking Sirach this time.
Where did we go? The right or the left? I don't even know.
You just turned around and went
Wait,
back the way you came.
Yeah, we went the opposite direction out.
Yeah,
of
the opposite
alleyway.
direction of you guys.
All right, I got an idea. Priscilla, do you mind if I stay here for another 5 minutes so I could just figure out where the hell we're going? Is that okay?
I know where we're
Make a
going.
persuasion check.
Okay.
Quick persuasion check.
Natural fucking 20.
Fine, stay as long as you like.
Oh
Just
my
leave me
God, what a
alone and be
waste.
quiet. And don't make noise. I don't want the guards outside knowing that you're in
All right.
here.
Well, before actually I even do that, is there a window in this room?
Yes, there is.
Can I send the owl out so I could try to find them?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
So you send your Fey owl, your familiar, out the window. Make a investigation check for the owl. You instruct the owl to look for them in a bar or tavern. What'd
That
you
would
get?
be a 15.
15 is enough. It takes an hour. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
An
But
hour.
he finds an hour. Yes.
Oh god, she's gonna be mad.
Yes. You could tell by the 45-minute mark that she's seriously she's like,
But we
All
want to get out of here, but we want to get out alive. Okay.
Let's I'm gonna grab his hand, go invisible.
and float your way to the bar.
Yes.
Absolutely. So let's for the sake of the narrative, let's just pick up the pace. Let's just say that by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you've used nut butter once today. You have 2 more charges on
Duck
nut
butter.
butter.
Duck butter.
Duck butter. You
Uh,
have 2 more charges just
Nut
to give
butter.
you a sense of what you've accomplished. Or if you want, you can tell the others in the group what you've accomplished. By all means, role play it if you so desire.
Maybe not here.
Good idea. So,
Yeah.
so let's say you make your way outside the walls of the city using what magic?
no, can we, Thaden, can you teleport us about
Can I teleport
in the
them?
wilderness near Brimpool, like about 10, 20 miles outside of Brimpool?
I mean,
we need to
are
look-
we,
we need to start
once
looking
we're
for
all
us.
together, are we all together?
You are. Let's assume that you are all together
All right,
and you
yeah.
are inside that dive bar.
We need
They
to start
found
looking
you.
for a staging area. So
Yeah.
All right. So you use your second of your third charge to you imagine in your mind a large landmark along the road headed towards Frinpool, the city that is the capital of the Order of the Gauntlet that has recently been taken over by the Brood of Katoa in demonic ways. So you're not near the walls of the city. You're about 10, 15 miles away. You imagine there's like a rotted tree and a big boulder. So you imagine that in your mind. You say duck butter and everyone,
Duck butter.
all of a sudden the table flips over. Half of the table is invisible, disappears. And everybody jumps back because all of a sudden a table of 8 all disappears in the split second. And you
Table
guys
with us?
shoot half of the table cut out as if somebody took a saw and cut it through the table, basically lands on the grass in front of you, like topples over half of the table. So yeah, you obviously didn't pay for it. You destroyed a table on your way there. So anyway,
All right. Well,
so
we're
why
looking
are you
for-
here? Why are you here?
We're looking for a staging area. It needs to be somewhere elevated, maybe a large hill, a plateau. Should be dry.
isn't Frinpool near one of those compass things?
Yeah, but-
Make
Can't
a.
remember.
No, it's
Is
not.
that
We went
flip
over this. It's not. There's
Yeah.
one. It's the one.
I was
in the
going to say,
mountains.
just make an intelligence check, PR, really quickly.
Ooh, 7.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
You really don't know. You have to take his word
I
for
really
it.
don't.
So elevated on a hill, dry. What are the other? Anybody else want to throw in some
naturally defensible.
defensible?
Some trees for cover.
I'll put defensible and
With
trees.
clear line of sight towards Brimpool.
Line of sight.
Yeah, more for like overhead coverage in case they like have things that can fly.
Okay.
Like
So I would like, since you're as a group going to look for this location,
I'm gonna
I
fly
would
up into
like,
it.
I'd like basically imagine that you're flying up. He's sending the owl.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of looking around. Sirach is using his tracking abilities. The bottom line is that you're all looking together, but it can only be an advantage roll. So who's going to make the 2 rolls? One each.
Was investigate or perception?
It is a investigation check.
I'll take one.
I'll do one. unless someone else wants to do it. I mean, Sirach, you're the ranger.
Yeah, but if it's investigation, I'm not that good.
Oh, but you know the land. I was trying to RP that, not metagame it. But anyway, all right, I'll do it.
He asked for investigation. If it was survival, I would totally take it.
I've rolled an 18.
Yeah, that makes a little more sense.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we want Sirach to roll, let's Sirach roll 1 survival and PR roll
Okay.
1 investigation. So what did you roll,
I already
PR?
rolled though.
18.
Oh, you already rolled? Well, then what did you roll, Baka? I can't hear you.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, it doesn't count. If you had said like an 11, I would have taken it. All right. So what did you get, Sirach?
Nat 20.
Nat 20. All right. So the 20 existed regardless.
Hey.
So it's as if Baka's counted. So we got an 18
I
and a
did
20,
count.
correct? All right. So what does your natural 20 turn into with your survival roll, Sirach?
28.
28. Okay. So you would have gotten an elevated position at a 12. You'd have gotten on a hill with a 14. You would have had it dry at 16, defensible in a lot of trees at an 18, and perfect line of sight of Frintpool at a 22. But since you rolled a 28, you found a spot that has all of those things. I wrote them all down on the board. You guys rolled a 28, which means that you found what you consider to be the perfect staging area. 1 square on the map away from Frintpool in an area that you think is defensible and has all of those advantages. So you think it's the perfect spot. The only thing is that it is, are you looking to build anything there, or are you just going to leave it like where they just go there and set up some tents, or what? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can like spend our like time lapse days building something there. Like Theoden could be like a transport mule and teleport supplies to people.
All right, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
no,
Theoden could be a transport mule.
no, but I mean, it's not.
I mean,
Love it.
It's not cool to be a
You're
transport
right,
mule, but.
transport mule.
Oh, I love it.
But you're right. If it takes 2 months to get your weapons from Landau and another 5 days before, Prince Ryan was planning on marching east, then no, that's 2 months. 2 months.
True.
Over the course of those 2 months, you could build pretty much anything. The question is, how much would it cost, and who would you get to? You'd have to find someone or some ones in order to like build this thing for you. So that's basically the only thing. So I'm going to do an approximate cost. I will let's assume that you go pricing around. Where would you go to price this thing around? Like if you needed to get raw materials like wood, nails.
Probably a capital city.
You go to a capital
supplies.
city. Which capital city would you suggest, Baka? That you go to one that likes you, preferably.
Probably
Zondo.
a Zondo.
Okay, so you go to Alzondo, so you'll probably get the best possible price. I will say that whatever price is going to give you, I'll take 10% off because of the Alzondo discount price. So, nails, hammers, tools, wood to build something. Okay, what you build is going to be up to you. But I'm going to say that it would cost.
Just so you know, we're not fast forwarding right now, Chris. We still
No. I'm saying we got to do some of the coordination.
Okay.
Just some of the. So you find out that the raw materials will cost 1,600 gold. But let's minus 160 gold from that 10%
we're
off.
building a giant fort, right?
Well, not a giant fort, more like an outpost tower where people can set up, like there'll be like tables and like lawn, like like when you go to like a public park and there are those like wooden tables where you can sit on. And there's going to be like, it's a flat area where people can set up their tents, start fires. There's going to be an outpost tower, but not an actual, like, it would cost a lot more money if you wanted to build like a fort, because we're talking masonry.
Let's build how much would it cost to build a fort?
Okay. There we go.
Talk.
All right. Well, that would cost, instead of 1,600 gold, it would cost, let's see, that one would cost 3 times the amount.
That's fine.
So-
I'll use Theoden's money.
Well, Theoden's only got 2,000 platinum left.
Yeah, that's
So it's
enough.
1,700 platinum.
That's enough.
All right. Well, I listen, you guys can negotiate amongst each other as far as who's going to spend the money, but I would say that it's going to cost, let me just see something.
You said 1,600 times
1,600 times 3 is 4,800 gold to make what would be kind of like a makeshift. Actually, that's
Theoden, that's 500 platinum. You down to
I don't have it.
you do. You have 1,700 platinum.
yes, I do need 500 platinum.
You
500 platinum
you
from
donate
someone.
500 platinum, Theoden, you can name the fort.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so you're down from 1,700
We
platinum.
got like
to-
4 sessions left. I don't give a shit.
You're down
I
from
know.
1,700 platinum down to 1,200 platinum. So write down, Thaden, that you have 1,200 platinum left. Okay.
And you have naming rights for the.
All right, you have naming rights to the fort. You don't have to.
You got to
take it
give me
right
a minute
now.
on that.
You do
one.
not have no. You have 2 months to figure it out.
Yeah.
The Bugbeard Tower.
Yes. Now that 4,800 is just raw materials. That doesn't mean the builders
Oh,
themselves.
right.
So who
We're gonna
is
start hiring builders too? I guess.
you want to spend money to hire builders?
Yeah. And then they didn't.
You don't have anybody that could build this for you?
Who's gonna build it for us? Oh,
Oh,
Wait.
how about the people living in our house?
the goblins. But wait, that's only we need more people too.
They have
Well,
they
that's
probably
true,
had
probably.
like 50 more kids since then.
Yeah,
You
but they're
kidding?
kids. We're not into child labor and.
Well, but like a lot of the
No, we're
original,
not, but they are.
the original 20 probably are at least a couple years older now.
Well, I will
Kidding.
say this. Argo, the father, you got Argo and Bertha.
Argo's
Argo
died
is
of old age.
he's a tradesman by nature. He's
Yeah.
somebody who built your barn and he built your workshop. So he obviously has, and he also
Well-
painted your house like 17 different colors.
We gotta go.
Mhm.
To the
Yeah,
house.
we
We gotta go.
probably need to pay him more. Actually, now that I'm mentioning it, because we pay him to take care of things, and we haven't seen him in a while.
Well, we left him a lot of money, but we need to go see him anyways to pick up the bird, the toucan, and we should ask him how long it's gonna take. So
All right, so cool. So
Yeah.
the idea is, let's just say for right now, 500 gold for the raw materials. And let's say if Argo is going to get a team of people together that are not his kids, he's probably going to need another 200 gold. So 200 gold is 20 platinum. Who's paying the 200 gold?
What-
I'll do.
What's today's date?
Today's date is 1/8.
Oh, okay, never mind.
1/8/256.
do we need
I
to wait
paid-
until the
I mean, I
next
can
paid
pay
it.
it because I'm going
I
to come
did,
into
I-
money soon.
I did the 200 already. Just pay for my rooms.
All right, so that money is set aside. True, you have to speak to Argo. Are you guys going to take a trip to
Well, I think we should wait till the next day so they didn't.
That's true. That's true. Because you
No.
only have one charge left.
Charge.
Your what do they
Yeah.
call it? All right. So you're gonna camp out in the woods in the meantime?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's fast track this. Let's not waste time.
Well,
Um,
I want to continue reading the Ari since he's, or I mean, Torah.
Oh, absolutely, no problem. So anyway, let's say you make camp. You decide to spend the night on the outskirts of Frimpool. Considering Frimpool is a dangerous city now, there is always the chance that you guys could be interrupted in the middle of the night. I know that you're using your alarm spell, Baka. I have no qualms about that. Natural 1, cocked 7. If there were patrols from Frimpool, none of them actually found you in the middle of the night, so it's an uneventful but cold night.
Oh shit, we're gonna need to hire guards to guard the construction area. Just so. Yeah.
Okay. You can do that too. We're gonna have to hire some, what do you mean, like henchmen?
Henchmen to guard the area.
How long would you like to employ these people?
All the way
Let's
to the
do it
battle.
easy. Let's
From
do
the
it
begin- for 2 months.
for 2 months. So 2 months is 60 days.
But
So
wait, who
how
are
many
we getting
soldiers
these people from?
well, let's just figure out the money first, and then we'll just fast track it based on the money.
Let's
So you
say
know how many
20
people?
soldiers.
So 20 soldiers. Actually, let me
pay
write
for this.
20 soldiers. How much money are you willing to spend per day?
If are they competent soldiers or like?
Make an investigation check.
Like, do you get what you pay for, or
Based on his ability to
Wow.
tell whether or not they're competent.
I'm
Make an
getting
investigation.
so
And
many
actually, Pia,
dirty 20s.
help him out.
okay, guidance?
You give him guidance on his dirty 20.
Should I roll?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Give him guidance.
24.
So you rolled a 24. With a 24, you think that they are reasonably proficient. Yes, that they're good at what they do. These
And
are
how
basically
much-
mercenaries.
How much are they charging?
They want to charge you 1 gold a day.
Okay.
All right, so 1 gold a day works out to 60 gold times 20 people is
Oh, wow.
120 gold for 20 soldiers to guard that location
Wait, I
for
think your
2
math was
months. My math is wrong?
Yeah, you said
Okay,
100 gold or
Oh, I might-
60 it's
oh,
1
I-
gold
I-
a day, 60 gold for the 2 months times 20 soldiers.
Times 20
That's,
soldiers.
that's 1,200 gold.
1,200 gold. Sorry, I'm terrible at math. I would have figured it out eventually.
worse.
Probably about 2 days from now, I would have sent you a text and told you the correct number. So it's 1,200 gold to put 20 soldiers out there in the middle of the wilderness to guard the construction of the tower that Theoden is going to
I'll
name.
pay that.
Okay, so that is done. So just so you know, they happen to be 5th level soldiers.
I have a
20,
name.
20 level 5 soldiers. What is the name of your tower?
The Eiffel Tower.
Makes
Oh.
total. That's
Wait, it's a fort though. It's not a tower. It's a fort.
the Eiffel Fort.
I don't give a shit what it is. It's called the Eiffel Tower in quotes.
That's it. So it's a fort, but it's called the Eiffel Tower. I love it. So now,
Jesus Christ.
the following day is the 9th of the month, 1/9/258. The night is uneventful because the patrol from Frinpool does not intercept you, does not find you. You need to speak to Argo because Argo needs to assemble a team. So are you interested in going back to your property in New Cavalion?
Yeah, we probably should.
Before
Yeah.
that,
But something before that. Go for it. Yes,
just
Paco.
real quick, what date are we gonna? I'm gonna start sending out sending spells for a time and not what the location. We did the time and date.
Oh,
up
we
to
gotta
you.
send out the invitations.
Should
Up
we?
to you.
Hmm.
Hey, listen.
To save the dates.
What
Yeah,
should be
save-
like? Let's say
Save the realm date.
Save
what
the
day are
realm
we picking
date.
up our rings? Our stuff. I mean, our stuff from.
You're picking up your
so-
stuff 3/10/258.
All right, that's the date then. 3:10.
So you want to make sure.
Pick our stuff up and then teleport over.
Yeah,
So you're basically telling them that they need to go to a certain location by 5 days earlier.
Did we ever talk to the Smith's wife? No, we didn't.
You're talking about Landau.
Yeah, Landau's wife.
You
We
never
were
spoke
supposed
to
we were
Landau's
supposed to-
wife, no.
We were supposed to speak to her,
Landau's wife's name is Karen. You never spoke to her.
Karen. Yeah, we were
Well, you
supposed
can
to-
maybe do that after. So, but the question is,
Okay.
where are you going today? It's early in the morning. The sun is coming
house.
up. So you want to go to your property in New Cavalion. Is that where you're taking them, Theoden?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the command word?
Duck butter.
Duck butter. Boom, 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 boom. You exit the portal. You get that normal queasy sensation. And actually, I want to put this on a group right now. Okay. The first sensation that you have upon exiting the magical teleportation effect is you smell something that's got like an acidic kind of
Oh,
smell
God.
that's unusual.
Oh, boy.
And
Pia, close your
you're
legs.
and
Oh,
and
sorry.
and you look around, and obviously your eyes are a little fuzzy because your eyes are always a little fuzzy for a couple of seconds until they kind of adjust themselves to a new environment. But what you notice first is at your feet in the grass, you see the body of a goblin, and then another one, and another one,
Another
and
one.
another one. And your eyes raise up from these bodies of children goblin. As you look up, you look in the direction of where you expect to see your house, and there is practically nothing there other than a smoking, blackened ruin.
What the
Um,
fuck?
The house is destroyed. The barn is destroyed.
Are you fucking
The
kidding me?
workshop is destroyed. And the place is littered with goblins of bodies of goblin
Somebody's gonna
children.
die.
What
the
would you
fuck?
like to do?
Yeah, we need to get blood.
Who did this?
Raise
All right.
Baylor now.
Sirach, go do your survival shit and track whatever. I'm gonna fly up and
Yeah,
go
track
and look.
whatever.
Go track a thing. Go follow all the
go-
goblin
Go
bodies.
sniff around.
Wait,
Sirach,
so
would
the
you like to
goblins
make
are
would you
alive?
like to make a survival check to track
Oh,
something?
wait,
I
wait.
would-
Are the goblins alive?
The goblins, you notice at least 12 or 13 bodies in your visible area. All of them appeared. If you take a few moments to check, you find out that they are the goblin children
Oh no.
of Argo and
He
Bertha,
finally
and
snapped.
they all seem to be dead.
He finally snapped.
No adults though.
How
You
many
don't-
diamonds do we have?
You don't notice the body. You do notice that
Not enough.
Yeah.
there's an enormous amount of rubble where your house once stood. It's the wood and stone is
Carpet
darkened.
bombed it.
So what, Sirach, what exactly do you want to do with your wonderful survival skills? I'm curious.
First, regret that I never took like any levels in Druid, so I could polymorph into a bloodhound for this situation. But uh,
Nice.
I guess I'm just gonna follow the bodies like towards the house to see if I can get any idea of what might have happened.
Make a survival check, please.
It's going to be a 22.
With the 22, you're able to figure out a few different things. You're more like a bloodhound than you give yourself credit for. First of all, what happened here did not happen recently, so there are no fresh. What do they call it? Tracks.
Bodies. Okay, tracks.
There are no fresh tracks.
Okay.
So if you were looking to look for someone or something that recently did this, you can tell that it happened probably about a week ago.
Ooh,
Okay. You do find the trail of the bodies does lead to the house. It seems as if the children were running from the house. And those are the ones that had at least escaped whatever had damaged the house. You lead you to believe that there might be bodies of children and perhaps other bodies maybe under the ruins of the house.
What about neighbors?
Your house is kind of on the outskirts. You can go into the main town of New Cabellion, but your house is on the absolute outskirts of the town. You built on an open property near the water that's separate from the actual small growing town. So you don't really have any neighbors. It's kind of like, imagine like a farming community where the next house is like a mile over.
Yeah.
That's sort of how your house is set up. And while you mentioned that you were going to set up some sort of like preliminary defenses, Pia, I remember with some of the stones on the top of it, nobody did.
Okay.
So the house was obviously attacked in some fashion. Sirach, with the 22, you can also something else. If you had rolled less than a 20, I wouldn't tell you this, but a 22 is a strong roll. You look at the nature in which the house was destroyed, and while it looks like the house was obviously burned in some fashion, it doesn't seem like fire burned the house. It's something different. There's something acidic about it. It wasn't fire. The house almost is like melted. It's weird.
God damn it, Rexa.
No. You think so?
Someone's on a period.
It could have
Well,
been.
if it's
what about
acidic,
demonic
then it
fire?
would be a. No, he said like acidic, so
Yeah,
I would jump to a black
That's
dragon automatically.
Smart. That's smart. I didn't even think of
Poison.
that.
She doesn't know does she?
Well, that's the
I
only black
mean-
dragon I know.
Well, couldn't the Zentarum do something like this? I feel like Orchestra Revenge did similar things, kind of. No? Maybe?
Not
Why
with
don't we
acid.
go into this city and ask, or even find neighbors too?
We will fast.
Okay,
hold on.
real quick.
Yes.
Can I do a roll to determine if any of this damage seems to be like dragon based, because dragon's a favorite enemy of mine. So
Sure.
if I am thinking like acid from a dragon's breath,
Sure. I think that would require an extra roll. Now, the question is whether that's a survival roll or if there's another ability that better fits that. I'm not sure. I think it's survival. But is it
either survival or usually it's wisdom against those creatures, I believe.
You know what? I'll go wisdom. Give me a
Okay.
wisdom check and let me know what you get.
While he's doing that, I have a question.
Sure.
Do we have insurance?
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh,
I don't think the concept of hazard insurance for houses has been developed yet.
I'm gonna
unfortunately.
yell, Athena! Yell for my Tressum, Athena.
No response.
oh, where's the toucan?
You can't fucking fry, bro.
Asshole.
Asshole?
No one responds.
No.
He didn't even roll for that one.
Yeah, he was like, nah, we're getting rid of that toucan.
Fuck.
Okay.
So young.
I got a
Well,
19 on
I quit.
determining if it was dragon based.
So
This was the moment where he was like, hey guys, if anything like, upsets you about the game, don't walk away. This is the moment.
so yes, with a 19, you are pretty convinced. Not that it was necessary. You can't figure if it was definitely dragon breath,
Mhm.
but it's definitely the nature in which the house has been destroyed. You find evidence that it wasn't fire, it was probably acid. And your knowledge of black dragon acid breath, it's definitely consistent. It makes sense to you that a black dragon could vaporize a house the way in which your house is vaporized. It definitely could have been a black dragon.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what your hunch is like. Yeah, I think this is a black dragon did this. So there are other monsters and other spells that can make acid attacks though.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. What are you going to say, Pia? Oh, you had hazard insurance questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was all it was.
Hazard
What would you guys like to do?
Did we have
I'd
insurance on
like
the
to
house?
go into town or find the nearest neighbor.
You make your way into town. You notice that the town is growing. There is interestingly enough. Well, you know what? Make an investigation check, Baka.
Guidance.
You know what? You can guide him if you want. Pia, go for it.
Town's fine. Our house is not.
24.
The town. Yeah. Say it again.
24.
24. Okay. So with the 24, you basically find everything. That's a hell of an investigation roll. So you find out that there is a huge sign. There was an individual named Patrick O'Rourke that was a merchant that had decided to charter the new Cavelli in town. And he's got a big cheesy illustrated smile of himself on a big like a sign that says, "We are New Cavellian. Welcome to our town." And he's got a big cheesy smile with a bow tie on there. There's now there are all kinds of new shops, including a new magic shop. There is a police station that when you check, the police station is unmanned and unsupplied. Like they have a police station, but nobody's running it yet. It's got basically all the staples of what you would expect. It's got a bar and a tavern. It's got a general store. It's got a magic shop. It's got that real estate agency that you got the house from. When you go and ask some preliminary questions, no one knows anything about the attack. They do complain of actually, you know what?
I got 24.
You got a 24. I got to give it to you. 24. Let's just say that a few individuals in town that you speak to report that one night in the middle of the night, about a week ago, they heard a lot of screaming and explosions on the outskirts, but not much else.
And they didn't decide to do anything about it.
They hid in their houses. Most of the people you spoke to said, "Well, I was glad that my house didn't blow up." I'm not a hero. Most of them said.
You bunch of Marys.
That's yes. My wife's named Mary. What of it? My wife's named Mary.
Yeah, well, why didn't you save our house?
Because I need to save my house, you dwarf.
From what? Yours is fine, looks like.
Hey, I didn't know it was going to be fine. I thought it could be blown up like yours.
Well, how are you going to save your house if you were inside of it?
Well, I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Hang on, I think I know something.
What?
Who runs this city now?
It's a guy named Patrick O'Rourke. He's a businessman that came from another city that invested money, and now is from what you're determining about a week ago. People complain of loud noises on the outskirts of town and screaming and yelling about a week ago.
He's not aligned with the faction.
Nope. In fact, well, do you want to visit him?
Should we?
Yeah, you don't have to.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're like, fuck the big battle. We need to figure out what happened to our buddies.
Yeah,
we have to avenge
home.
Our little.
We got nowhere to go now. What's the point of coming home from a battle when you can't go home?
It's your best goblin friends. There is no home sweet home.
Chris,
so what would you
crossed the line here tonight, Chris?
I've been waiting for you to go to your house for a while now. I'm like, when are they going to go to their house?
I'm sure.
This would have happened months ago, but
actually, it would have happened like 3 sessions ago. I was just waiting for okay, they're going to go to the house sooner or later.
We could have stopped this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
well, no, you could not have stopped this. You could not.
No, it would have happened anyway. Just a week earlier.
You would have had to tell me we're going to chill in the house until then you would have been there. If you didn't, it would have been one of those situations. I would have been like, "Are you sure you're going to stay for the whole month of the 10th month? The whole month?" Like, yeah, we're going to just chill here for like 3 weeks. Like, okay, and then it would have happened.
God.
Remember how I tell you that like certain dates things happen?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the things.
This is like any date before we came back here.
No, I got shit written down. I'll show it on the post game show, the post game stream. I got all kinds of dates and stuff.
Our what do they call it? When the Jersey Shore got back together.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta-
Reunion episode.
Reunion
It'll be-
episode.
we will have a post-game reunion episode where I will let you know all my secrets.
Okay.
I'm down.
So, what would you guys like to do in the interim? It is pretty much the morning. It's the night. It's probably about 10 a.m. You guys are obviously feeling kind of bummed that your house is destroyed and there are dead bodies all over the area. Dead bodies of goblin children, no less, that were, playing and frolicking and happy smiles on their faces as their mother and their father were popping out more babies, and now they're all gone.
Christ.
Could we have identified any of them?
Getting
Sure.
darker.
Sure.
Can I go back to the house and try to shift through the debris?
Make an investigation check, please.
Dibbers.
The debris.
Let's see, 16.
With a 16, it takes you about a half an hour. You get to about 11 o'clock in the afternoon, an hour before noon, and you find the bodies of both Argo and Bertha under the rubble, dead, holding each other's hand.
Oh.
Shit.
Okay.
Like Pompeii.
Can I go to the neighbor's house now? And
Absolutely.
Ask-
It's over a mile away, and you've never
Oh, it
actually
is?
been to this house. Do you still wish to continue?
I'll try.
Okay, so you make your way over there. When you get there, it seems like honestly an abandoned farmhouse. If there's an individual that lives here, that maybe that individual is not presently home. He's got a barn of his own. It looks like honestly very not well taken care of. He obviously did not have a team of goblins working for him. Maybe he's like a lone, he's got a lot of chores to take care of, and he's slacking on most of them. Got like a hen house for eggs. He's got some pigs. He's got some corn crops in the field. And
Yeah,
his
must
house,
be nice.
his house looks like it's run down.
All right. So I'm gonna knock on his door.
You knock on his door. There's no answer.
Kicking it in.
Are you
Yeah.
right next to him?
Bitch.
Sure.
Sure. It's not locked.
Oh, okay. I'll let
He
myself
kicks
in.
it in anyway.
You kick it in. You break the cylinder on the doorknob. You realize afterwards it's not locked.
All right.
Oh well.
Hello.
There's nobody home.
All right. I guess
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
This
Take
is our-
over the house.
This is our home now.
Yeah, we'll put up our flag.
Squatting rights.
Yep. Fucking right.
Okay.
So is there anything? So
Wait,
now you
who actually knew that we had a house there?
The real estate lady.
How's it?
That bitch.
All right.
She
we're
put a
gonna
head
go-
out on us.
Let's-
We're gonna go talk to her. after this.
Wait.
Right.
Okay.
No, I don't have enough diamonds. I was gonna revive the fucking.
Wait,
couple.
you could just still do it. You
Without
have
diamonds?
You have 3,000 diamonds left, or 3,000 gold worth of diamonds.
Oh, he's
That's
got
enough-
more than that. He's got about 4,500 gold worth. of
Okay, then you
diamonds.
have enough for a few revives.
So I'll revive
What are you
them.
gonna be like? Oh, hey,
It's not true
welcome
resurrection.
back.
It's
You're-
No,
the
we'll
resurrection.
say, hey, can you breed some more kids? And
It's like,
get-
yeah, you're alive. Happy you're here. Sorry, half your family is still dead.
Well, I'm just.
Now you get to
I
live
guess
with that.
there's
Harry
that.
Harry looks up from his book and
Yeah.
goes, "You guys are not seriously thinking of reviving the husband and the wife and not their kids? That's sick."
We don't
Yeah.
have enough.
Harry, we don't have
diamonds.
enough diamonds for the.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, I mean, I'm
Diamonds
not.
make the rubble
I
around.
just think that you should revive them and their kids, or don't revive them at all.
Hold on.
Take your pick.
gotta-
I'm gonna be with you, Harry.
I gotta look up cleric.
I mean,
spells.
it's
don't
Don't
have
have
enough
spells.
it's just terrible. The thought, yeah, we brought you back to life, but we can't do that for your kids. Sorry, it's just mean. Oh my god. I mean, unless this is
Leave
taking a
them
really,
dead.
the story's taking a really dark turn.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought it'd be
Oh,
good for the book.
wait. How about Théoden knows Ray's dead. Any creature that has been dead longer than 10 days.
Yeah, but we don't know how long.
He said a week.
About
How much does it? How
That's
much does it
real
cost to raise
close.
dead?
A diamond worth at least 500.
All right, so let's do the math. 500 times. Uh,
37
That's
kids.
9. It's 9.
So you have enough for you have enough gold. You have enough diamonds on you right now to raise 9 individuals.
We could just go buy more diamonds.
I mean, it's up to you. Are you willing to do that? If you are, I'll fast track it and we won't have to go through we'll just do the math and just, do you guys want to do that?
Do we
Yeah, we
watch?
gotta get a house built back up.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
All right.
So
So
we're gonna revive all 20 whatever.
there's
kids
over
plus-
30 by now, I'm sure.
There's over 30.
Every corpse
4,
we could
5,
find
6,
pretty
7,
much that
8,
we know
9,
is a
10,
goblin.
11, 12, 13, 14,
Wait,
15,
but
16,
raised dead doesn't bring them back to like
It does.
normal.
Well, it brings it back to 1
23.
HP.
24.
hold
Yeah, but
You
but
need,
we
if
do
you
this-
want to, you find 25 goblin corpses.
if we
23
do this
23 children, the wife and the
For
husband.
the final battle, we have to find more diamonds.
So let's just say,
That's the
let's do
issue.
this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So let's say over the course of the next week, you fly around using the helmet teleportation, buy diamonds here, buy diamonds there, in order to get yourself enough to raise dead 25 times. Is
I
that
also
fair?
want to state for the record that we do start construction. We hire other guys.
Sure.
Well, let's assume, I mean, if you bring Argo back to life, he's going to be more than willing to work for you, probably for free, because you brought him back to life. So he'll be
I know, but I still
yeah.
like. I still don't
Not
want
if we
Argo
leave
being
his-
the
half
sole
his
constructor.
family's
It's
still
a
dead.
fort.
Yes.
You should have more than one person.
Okay. So anyway, let's just figure this out really quick. 25 times 500 gold is somebody got a calculator on them? 500 times 25? Who can tell me what 500 times 25 is?
Baka.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
500 times
It's
25.
I don't know, fucking 15,000.
Is that 15,000?
I'm just guessing, honestly.
Hold on. I got it.
I'll take
500
50,000,
times
sounds good.
25. 12,500.
Okay, so 12,500.
Oh,
12,500. Now listen, you have 4,000, I believe 4,700 worth of gold. Gold pieces
Oh
worth
wait,
of
I wrote
diamonds.
this down. How much he had left?
I know he has somewhere in the high 44,000s because I remember something like that. He's got more
Here it
than
is.
that.
It was 4,300.
43. So I'll give him 47 and just we'll be nice about it. That he was able to eke out 47 worth. So let's go 0, 0, 15, 8, 11. Okay, so you need 7,800 gold pieces worth of diamonds, which you can find in a week. So let's say over the course of the next week.
Yeah, but the spell only lasts after they've been alive.
Well, let's just say,
Or
let's
dead,
just
or dead, or
say,
dead.
For the
Let's
sake
just-
of time, if you want, I can go get some diamonds and you guys just start rezzing.
exactly. So it'll be a communal effort that we'll take. The question is we need to, over the course of the next week, who has 7,008? First of all, the diamonds are gone. Those diamonds that you have Theoden are gone. So if you have 4,700 worth of diamonds, just cross
after
them
the
off.
resurrection.
After the resurrection,
yeah,
they're all
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you no longer have any diamonds left. But the 7,800 gold pieces is 780 platinum. Where is that 780 platinum coming from?
I mean, I have enough.
Are you guys going to?
Not coming from me. I don't have enough.
He's got. Well, you have 1,200 platinum left, but you've been spending your money lately.
You
so-
have a lot. But we
Yeah,
still
but
gotta- we still gotta buy
780.
more
I have
diamonds.
1,200, but it's 780 plat. Oh, I'm thinking 708,000.
No. If you wanted to, you could still have. You could take that off and be about 500.
The
left.
alcohol's hitting.
Do you want to? Do you want to foot the bill,
Shocker.
cleric?
I'll split. How about we just split it 3 ways? We can split 4 ways. Shock, you have money, right?
Yeah, I got money.
All right,
All
let's split
right.
it 4 ways, Chris.
All right. So
Money
780
bag.
divided by 4 is
I'll do the calculator for you.
780 divided by 4.
195.
So
Just make it
I need you
200.
guys just make it an even 200 platinum.
Where's my pencil?
No, 200. No, not 200 platinum. What am I talking about?
Gold.
No,
it's 200 platinum.
200 platinum.
Yeah.
So each one of you needs to minus 200 platinum from your kitty. And that means that over the course of the next week,
Chris,
you make an effort to revive both Argo, his wife Bertha, and all of his children. It takes a week, but you accomplish it. No problem. What's up?
just while we're buying diamonds, can we buy extra? Because I know we're gonna fucking use them. And
Sure.
use them.
I need you to make. Well, actually, I'll make the roll. Hold on. Let's
I
see.
wanna
This.
make a roll.
No.
I got good
When
modifiers though.
yes, I know you do. 6, 12, 13, 14. You find 1,400 gold pieces worth of diamonds extra
All
that
right.
you can buy if you want to.
I'll buy them.
Okay, so 1,400 gold worth of diamonds is extra, and you're buying them out of your
Yeah,
surplus.
and I'll give them to Matt. So Matt,
Hey Matt, you
or
got
Rock,
1,400
or,
worth of diamonds
You
You
from
mean
from-
Theoden.
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 So he has
Bring it in,
1400 now.
Robbin, Clark. Huh?
Say again.
Can we just make it 1500 so it's 3 res?
Yes, you have the Théoden, you have the equivalent of 3 raised dead.
All right,
Components.
Baka,
I'm
be a
writing
doll. Yeah, thank you.
3 raised deads.
I already know.
Everybody, for the record, 3 raised deads. He can raise dead 3 times. Okay, done deal.
Good.
Okay, so
Or 1 resurrection and 1 raised dead.
or 1 resurrection, 1 raised dead. We'll work it out. The bottom line is it's now a week later. When you resurrect, so what do you do when you resurrect? First of all, when you resurrect Argo, the first thing he does is he grabs his wife in a tight embrace and starts crying and goes, I tried to save you. I tried to save you. I tried to save you, sweetheart. I tried. Oh my goodness. Where are the
Sounds like
children?
Chowder.
Where are the
But I
children?
guess your best wasn't good.
Oh, so anyway,
Oh my god.
well, unfortunately, Baka, most of my goblins sound like they're from Brooklyn. It's just the way it is in my head. I'm sorry. So it's a World of Warcraft thing.
It's fair.
Including the
Brooklyn
guy
Goblin.
and you know,
It
the
is
children.
from World of Warcraft.
It's a World of Warcraft thing. I can't help it.
I
Yeah.
didn't
So
play it.
so Argo sounds like Chowder. It's just the only difference between them is the color of their skin. You know, Argo I think is gray, and Chowder is like pale white milk, like corn chowder. They sound exactly the same, but whatever. So anyway, let's continue with this. Are there any questions that you would like to ask Argo now that he is
Well,
awake?
can we
What
rest his wife
happened?
first before we ask questions?
What did you say? Can we what?
Can we revive his wife before we do any questions?
Yes, you absolutely know. You revive him, you revive his wife, you revive the kids. It is a long, painstaking process.
Oh, okay.
So are they looking over your shoulder? But let's do the conversation that you have with Argo. What happened is a good question.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good start.
Okay.
Argo, what happened?
It happened. It was dark at night. It was dark at night. I didn't see much. All of a sudden, my kids started screaming. I heard footsteps on the door. I opened the door, and there was a guy in like a black outfit. I couldn't see his face. He had a black hood over him, and he pointed at me. Didn't say a word. And then in the background, I more than saw, I kind of felt it was a wind, like a breeze, but it wasn't a breeze. It was more like the flapping of big wings. And it zoomed in.
The rock was on the button.
I looked up and it was dark, but you could still see the outline of the leather wings as it came in, and spit something out of its mouth. And the house just started to shrivel up and shrink and around us. I told the kids to run. Some of them ran. And the next thing I know, here I am. Like you guys woke me back up. That's the last thing I remember.
Yeah, you were dead, buddy, for a good week.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, that kind of scares me a little bit because that means there's no afterlife. Because literally I went from there to here in split second, and I didn't experience nothing. Those of you that are religious, I feel bad for you because nothing happened.
Chris, you're opening something right now.
I'm sorry, you guys that have these worshiping things.
There's no afterlife for goblins.
That doesn't seem right. Why should there not be? That's very strange
no
if you were
goblin
saying,
Valhalla.
Mr. Sirach. Well, they didn't invite goblins. That's not fair.
Hey, I mean, use minor image to make a picture of Rexa. Is this what you saw?
What did you make a picture of?
Rexa's dragon form.
I don't know. Black dragons all look the same to me. It was the dark at night.
It was a black dragon,
I guess
though.
it sort of looked like that. Yeah, I guess. It was dark. It was at nighttime. I don't know.
He's been dead for a week. You think he remembers?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It only feels like I've been dead for a couple of seconds. I literally went to sleep.
Well, that's what my magic does.
Are you trying to say that the reason why I don't remember the afterlife is because you brought me back? I knew there was a goblin afterlife. I knew it.
Yeah.
I owe not only do I owe you guys my life, but I owe you the lives of my children. I will always be indebted to you. I'll always try to help you. Thank you so much for your house opening your home to me. I wish I could have protected it. I apologize, gentlemen. I did what I could. He holds up like a sickle that he uses to cut the weed outside. He's like, I tried to defend your place, but they were too tough for me. This is not my forte, fighting.
More than one.
Yeah, when I looked behind that guy, there was the whole team of guys in black outfits. They were wearing like black cloaks covering their faces, and And all of a sudden, now that I've been awake for a little while, more of the vision is coming back to me. It was like in little pieces. Now I'm starting to hear more. Like, so I'm starting to feel it.
I'm gonna do mirror image of Ruta Katoa members, like their outfits and shit.
Yes, that guy. Yes, that guy. Yes, he was. Yeah, he held his hand out to me, and then something hit me in the face, and I felt very itchy. And the next thing I know, I woke up. It was like a liquid came out of his hands. It was very weird. It was warm and yet cold at the same time. And he hit me in the throat, and I couldn't breathe. And then all of a sudden I woke up talking to you guys. But yes, that was definitely the guy he looked what he looked like. I thought it was just a shadow, but maybe there was blue, pink, or purple around his face. Yeah, that was the guy. It was him.
All right, Chris, there's a few things I wanted to do.
Yes, absolutely.
I guess I'll do sending spells to the Zentarum, the Harp, Priscilla, and Lady Piper, and just inform them of what happened, that the Katoa members came with a black dragon and burned down our house in New Cavalion.
Okay, absolutely.
And I also wanted, over the course of the week that we were getting the diamonds, I also wanted to tell them the time and date of all of our friends and heroes and the factions we've made promises.
And what is that time? What is that time and date?
It's the 10th of the 3rd month.
So you're basically telling the Emerald Enclave, Lady Piper, Priscilla Harper to get her brothers over by 3/10/58, and you're also over the course of that week basically sending spells to the individual heroes like Chowder and Narita and Wyatt. And I have a list, but I don't have the list in front of me at the moment. It's over to the side. Parthasnax in his tower. So yeah, so all the individuals that they know that there's a certain spot they're going to go to. But now basically you're going to ask Argo to start building that spot, correct?
Yep. I was going to let someone else do that. But.
All right. Well, so is there anything else that you guys would like to do before the night comes to a close? A week has gone by. You resurrected.
Are you guys gonna go?
Well, I mean, I know a group of friends that can come with me to this area outside Frimpool. I got to bring my kids and my wife with me. We could, I could build them I can build myself a little house, lickety split, on the outside of that little staging area that you got. So I don't go. You listen. I'd be dead. My kids would be dead if not for you guys. I absolutely don't worry about us. We want to do for you. I will put hammers and nails in my kids' hands, and they will work for you. Let me tell you, buddy.
They didn't just teleport them
right,
over there,
motherfucker. Huh?
They didn't teleport them over.
Well, actually, the funny thing is 8 at a time. You can definitely 3 trips. We'll get all of them over to that spot.
But do the kids really count as a? Are they
the kids count. The kids count.
Kids count.
Kids
Yeah.
count.
They don't count like my cat Tora. They're just
No, kids are working, man. Those kids are hammer and nails, taking directions from Argo, their father. They're very, and they are very. Listen, they're hardworking and they're very happy that they're alive. So, you have a team of goblins that you've resurrected that are looking to build your staging area, the Eiffel Tower. So that's basically good to go. So now that has been taken up, the only negative is that your house that you had built on New Cavalion, the barn and the workshop, unfortunately, has been torched to the ground, courtesy of the Brood of Katoa. So congratulations. Sorry about that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there anything that you guys, before we call this episode to a close, is there anything that you guys would like to do?
Chris, there's 2 minor things I'd like to
Yes. Talk to me.
do. One, I want to keep trying to call out for Athena. Did I find Athena's body at all? Or
Unfortunately, you do find the bodies of the pets. The pets were inside the house when it was liquefied. The pets are no more, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys.
They were liquefied?
Liquefied, basically.
Let's get 25 G's of diamonds. Let's go revive them. Come on, guys.
They're liquefied. How are we gonna find them?
It's a bit rough. It's a bit rough. I mean,
You have to have
we
body.
did it with
that's true
ash. We did it with ashes. We can do it with some.
But we don't know what liquid is theirs.
some of it could be acid.
Tarak, look for the bird.
It'll be a tressum that says asshole.
They'll mix together.
Combination
Yeah.
of two.
Combination of two.
All right.
It's together.
Stress
Right.
them
So
with feathers.
unfortunately, sadly enough, the pets that were left behind in the new Cavalian house are no more. I
Have
apologize,
to
gentlemen.
get new ones, I guess, to replace.
You have to. You have to. It'll be the reward that you get for saving the realm. Is
My
there
other
anything?
thing-
What else?
Yeah, it's just I want to try to, like Piata's with Baylor. I want to try to commune, but with Vin, a platinum dragon.
Oh, why not? Why the hell not? That's interesting. All right. So what are you gonna do? Like do a meditative state and try to
Yeah.
reach out and talk to her?
And bring them back as rogues.
All right. Give me during the course of that week, that the painstaking week of bringing back the lives of Argo's family. A couple of times you basically on the property, you basically camping out. So in your tent, when you're off to your side, you by yourself, you do some meditating. Just give me I need 3 wisdom checks. Roll 3 times for your wisdom
Okay.
check over the course of 3 days. Let me know what
All
the
of us?
highest.
Oh,
No,
Can I
no,
get,
just Baka. I'd like to know what the
assists,
highest.
you know,
No,
from-
because it's something that you're doing on your own. 3 wisdom checks, and let me know which out of the 3 is the highest.
Okay. Check. +2. All right. 17, 12, and 9.
Unfortunately, as try as you might, you are unable to connect with Vin, unfortunately, and it actually worries you a little bit because it creeps into the back of your mind that if it's this difficult to reach her under these circumstances, how are you going to reach her when the time comes that you need her help in the oncoming battle? So each day that you try, you get more and more paranoid about the idea that is she forgotten about me? Is she basically out of reach for some reason? Did I do something wrong?
Can I try
Probably.
a sending spell too?
Does a sending spell go across
No,
planes
no,
of
no, it doesn't.
existence? Then
I
I
don't-
honestly don't think it would work. You could try. Let's say you try it once just because you're at wit's
Yeah,
end and it doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't think it would work.
Is there
but-
anything else that anyone else would like to do as we approach the end of the session? All right. Well, so check this out. Let's take a second.
I'm kind of disgusted with the whole thing with the house. So
Yeah, I hear you.
He's bummed out.
I'm like, damn, man, I wanted to keep that shit.
You ever
Let's
see
take a
Grown
That
Man
was our
Cry?
retirement ranch.
It was.
It was.
We put our 401k into that.
Well, the people responsible or the person responsible needs to suffer the consequences then.
And they're going to.
Yeah. So again, let's take a breath and clear our heads for a minute and think not for today, but perhaps for next week. Are there any longer term goals that you want to accomplish before we have that time jump and we advance to, let's say, 310, 258? Is there anything else that you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah.
Like what?
Um,
Let's
I
talk
wanna
about it
ask
so that we
what-
can put it on the list.
I want to ask Landau's wife, Karen, if she would join us.
So
for
it's
the battle,
Karen.
since she's a
Karen.
powerful wizard, sorcerer.
Okay. What
Um,
else?
Grab more diamonds, honestly.
Well, more diamonds is something that could be done in like 5-10 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's something that we could just advance a couple of days and just spend some of your money to do it. So
We
diamonds,
can maybe ask Issa if she wants to join us,
find Issa,
if we can.
find Issa, and I'm just going to put sending next to it because that would be a way to reach her using a sending spell, either from Theoden or
Yeah.
Baka. All right, but that doesn't mean you'll be able to find her, but at least you could talk to her. Anything else that you guys want to do?
Yeah, the Order of the Gauntlet and the Lord's Alliance try to rally their forces.
Well, Lord's Alliance, let's do that first. How would you, where would you look to rally? What would you look to do?
Well, we can bring Bluebeard to our side. Then we could probably convince
Bluebeard,
we convince
Question mark.
their other leader. What's her name?
Krista.
Lady Krista.
Lady Krista is in a city called Eladon, which is the capital city, and Bluebeard is in the city of Herg. Okay, so Bluebeard obviously is the quote unquote stepfather, I guess if you wanted to call him affectionately, of
Mm.
Prince Harry. Anyway,
Haha.
So,
Prince
but-
Harry.
Prince Harry, and he cringes at the thought. He cringes. No. I'm not doing this. All right, so speak to Krista in Eladon, maybe speak to Bluebeard in Herg. That regards the Lord of Lions. So what do you want to do in regards to the Order of the Gauntlet? The capital city of the Order of the Gauntlet has already been infiltrated by the Brood of Cthulhu. What's the plan in regards to that?
Maybe talk to Wyatt and see if he can get the remainder of the forces of the Order of the Gauntlet.
Talk
to
to
join
Wyatt.
us.
Talk to Wyatt, RE,
And just
Gauntlet.
explain that all the other factions are joining us.
Gotcha. So you need to talk to Wyatt, probably with a sending spell. All right. So
I was
So-
gonna do Helen, but I guess we already got the Harpers, so
She'll be there.
well, let me ask you a question. Do you want to try to reach out and speak to Helen before the end game?
maybe.
Okay, so Helen sending maybe. So that's up to you. I think that you need to decide this off week, because if the time to talk to Helen is probably next
I
week.
feel like next week's probably the last episode before the big battle.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, honestly, there may be last episode is next week, and then a long episode, or possibly 2 episodes broken up into 2 parts. Because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing at least 1, 2, at least 3 long battles.
Ooh.
So 3 long battles are going to take a while. Keep in mind, though, there are some elements of like a mini game that I created in order to kind of quicken the battles up a little bit, but we'll see how that works. Sometimes you try to quicken things up
We
and it
should
doesn't
probably
work.
go shopping and grab more potions.
Shopping potions. Okay. So I have a list of stuff. Shopping potions. Is there anything on this list that you want to do right now before we call it quits? Just to eliminate it. We don't have to, or we could just call it quits for the night.
Oh, Chris, and I want to try to keep communing with Vin more.
Okay, Vin.
Oh, and we also have to talk to Prince Ryan about, what we've learned about the other factions. And what
Okay.
I mean, I
So
think
I've
been telling him through sending spells. I thought.
Well, if you want to revisit Enosa, you can revisit
we can
Enosa,
do that
question
anyways.
mark. Ryan, maybe Stacy, question mark. All right, so cool. So anyway, I have this little list. Let's assume that if you guys forget between now and next week, this is a list that also Harry will basically jump in and raise his hand and remind you of what's on this list. And we'll try to knock this all out next week.
we could
So-
try to find the real Nog.
Oh, you could?
Oh,
You
we
could?
will.
Oh, you mean, but the problem is you never met the real Nog. So why would he help you?
I know.
So, I mean, sorry.
Nog's in an alternate reality on this little island with lighthouses.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, he's in Nog's Bog, baby.
And before we say good night to our loving audience, one last thing I want to say to you guys. So there are 3 or 4 endings of way this can go after the final battle. What I want you guys to do is to start thinking about let's assume that you survive the final battle. I want you to start thinking to yourself, like, imagine your character like survives. Where do you think your character would be in like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Imagine like what your personal little epilogue would be. Like what I would do is if obviously if you die, then you become part of an epilogue that I would explain through the eyes and the mouth of Harry. But if you survive, then you have a right to tell me and the audience, so what happens to Sirach in his old age? What happens to Theoden? What happens to Pia in their old age? You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to like, don't write a script. It's not a homework assignment. Just start thinking to yourself, like, if I had to answer the question in his old age, what would he do? What would he be doing? Where would he be? Who would he end up with? So on and so forth. So start thinking about that. Hopefully you guys survive, because I got to tell you, a tragic ending is still a pretty good ending as far as I'm concerned.
I feel
So-
like
Always.
I'll say this after the stream, but
Okay. So is anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah.
I'm good. Thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Absolutely.
Unless
So this
they're
is
the fun ones.
well, yeah, that's debatable. We'd have to make a list and figure out which those are. But in any event, let's do a
I
group
got the
shot.
list right here.
Oh,
Spay and neuter your pets.
he's been sampling that list all night long. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Shenanigans ttRPG. We play Dungeons and Dragons, usually on Monday nights. The end is near, but this has been a hell of a journey. Please like the video.
You're
Please
telling me.
subscribe.
2
Like
years
the
almost.
video. 2 years almost. Hit the like button. So hopefully we'll see you again for episode number 44 next week, right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. Our website is sttRPG.com. That's sttRPG.com. Thank you so much and have yourself an absolutely great night. See you next